Hi, I'm Colin Ford from Georgia. I had a hiker since 2018. It's a 5x9 mid-range deluxe off-road, which was built in Denver. So what we've got this setup is a pretty lightweight, quick setup. It's probably the least deployed, which is basically we park and put up the little toilet tent. We've got a little cassette toilet which sits in the tongue box when on the road, also with a propane fire pit and stuff like that. Behind the tongue box you leave a little room so the lid can stand up. Made a bag here that all the outside mats roll up and go inside, so that we find real handy, especially if you're packing up in the wet and the rain, and that just packs up.
Brilliant. And you said you made that?
Yep, and it clips to the to the side when on the road. On top of that we have a couple of Scepter 5 gallons, which we filter our water and put that on. We only take water for the duration of the trip we're making. It's got a max fan. We had an alarm system on that which kept on beeping, and you had to reset it by removing the fuse. So we took out that speed and threw away the remote and put in a variable speed, and that's great. Rather than having the 10 speeds, we can just fine-tune it to whatever speed we want. Inside it's pretty standard. Put a shelf in, putting the 12-inch cubes. We mainly roll up our t-shirts and our clothes and put that in there. My wife's not with me on this trip, but her cubes would go on the other side. But that's our main storage. We've got a...
Are those Amazon finds?
Yes, and you can get them in Walmart as well. There's a million different designs. They're just the 12-inch cube. They sort of fold flat. We've got a Millard full size. We like that because it leaves some room down the side of the bed. And so down the side we can put some tissues, cups, bottles of water, USB charging. We have little 3D printed ledges to put our glasses at night and hold the phone when it's on charge.
That's nice.
So we like that.
So with the mattress choice, basically I see most hiker owners have the option of going with a queen size that fits in there real tight. Sometimes
and some
you
have
even
to trimming for the double door. Yeah.
Which that's what I had to do with mine, which is easy enough. But by going with the full size, you have a little beside the bed storage.
Yes, and that's really great. I don't know if you can see inside here, but there's this whole area here, which
nice.
with bottles of water that can go in, and these are IKEA roller blinds. We really love those. And
oh, I love it.
oh, and these for the coffee cup in the morning.
Yeah.
The fold down clips. So that's the inside, very basic. Just cold weather, we just have lots of layers. We love these. We love these rechargeable pumps that go on. They fit on lots of everything, but that's basically how we use it, for decanting.
Did you have to modify that?
Nope. This is
it goes right into a jerry can.
Yep, and they're made for those 5-gallon Primo water, whatever you buy at Home Depot, but it fits on there as standard. So, whoops, and they're rechargeable, so that's nice. Have a standard 2x4 fold-out table, which is great. It actually fits in the back galley. So that's basically our primary cooking surface.
And you go right off your propane, and you have is that a 270, right?
Yes, it's an off-brand. It is 270. It's by Guana.
Okay.
So because we did this top box, and we got this, I think it's a Sports Rack 7022, I think, but it's low profile. I think it's for skis, but our must was that it had to fit in the garage.
Yes.
And this is a tight fit in the garage.
So I've been looking at this as well. They usually call them alpine boxes, like you said, for skis. Mm-hmm. And they're a little bit more low profile, but they're great catch-alls. You can just put whatever you need.
What we typically have in this, the only downside is that we've got to empty it before deploying the awning. But we have our clam, we have the wheels for the kayak, we have beach mats and stuff like that. So that's what we use that for. The clam is fantastic. we would use that before putting walls on the awning, on the 270 awning. Even though we've got walls, you know, we can't make it super tight with the, you know, for bugs and stuff like that. But
so
the clam is great.
For anyone who's a total beginner, a clam is a brand name for these easy pop-up.
Easy pop-up, clam, gazelle. It's like an umbrella. You pop it open, you reverse the walls, pop them out. Look on YouTube, there's plenty of people.
They do so well, and not only in the rain, but in the wind. They really
Absolutely.
hold up.
And they've got guy ropes, you can nail them down. I think they come in 4, 5, and 6-sided. We started with a 6-sided. It fit in there, but it was too much, a bit heavy. We've downsized to a 5-side, and that is perfect because with the 270 awning out here, we can actually set up the clam, the 5-sided clam, in a position here. So we've got cover over the galley, and we can get into a screened area for bugs or rain. Like
well
that.
Done. They're definitely a tiny camper's best friend.
Oh man,
can't get enough of them.
So this is one of, I think, one of the best mods out. Sorry, just saying. That's how we solve outdoor.
You have a little aluminum rod, bend at 90 degrees with a plastic spacer.
Yep.
And did you 3D print that, or
no? That's just a fiberglass rod. Yes, no, that's just a bit of offcut that I riveted to the hollow, and so it stood up against winds and that. But this is what we do for that. So
I like it.
We've seen a lot of bungees and a lot of tiebacks, and we like it at the 90 degree all the way. We use IKEA bins. These are fantastic. I was wondering if maybe one had a label underneath. This might have. So, I don't know if you can see what that is.
I'll zoom in and see if I can pull it on the IKEA
site. We have basically, you know, onions, tomatoes, produce up here, and electrics and water stuff. In the middle, we have basically everything we need for cooking in that. And then we have our cutlery and what we call the washing up.
Did you make that drawer?
It's just wine boxes. They're wine boxes from the
And you put
liquor
sliders
store.
on it?
Yes, yeah. And that's where all the batteries, electronics, the inverter, everything is in there. We bought this base. We bought it base and then just sort of did things as we like it.
This is an early model. I mean, this is a
2018,
Colorado-produced trailer. So.
Yeah. So everything's sized. Nothing moves around. So when this folds up, it goes in there. Everything's always in its place and it's held down.
Can you see how you do your fridge slider?
Sure. So this is a Dometic, and it was a tight fit. You can see, took out the ledge there. I didn't want to raise the table, but it's got the 24 and 110 there.
So you mounted your slide rails on a piece of angle?
Yes.
Okay, screwed into the bottom so you could,
And it's a tight fit, but that works for us. And I've got 200 watt solar on top, and so we're off grid right now, but it's just about to get some.
Well
so
done.
We'll start picking up.
One of the questions that comes up for me, I've seen a couple of these early builds now, you know, a 6-7-year-old trailer. How's it holding up?
Fantastically. So I think the only thing, these plastic things always shrink, and you know, I'll probably get a roll of that and extend it. They always shrink back. I think when you buy new, they leave them long just so you can wait a little bit and fold them in.
Yes, Hiker kind of identified that was something that's happening all across the RV industry, and they leave those long tails now. So wait a year before you snip them and trim them back. So but you can get rolls of that for next to nothing, and it's so easy to do.
It's on my to-do list. You can see it.
I have a video on it if anyone needs to see how to do their RV trim.
Another little trick was I wanted a USB in the 270 awning. So I took wiring along underneath here and then put it behind here. So if you actually pull this out, you'd actually see.
Your wire in the trim
so
insert.
I ran it in that. So that's a neat little way if you want it to run. I know it is external, but it runs along here, and then it comes all the way along here, and then you can see it. Had this. It's behind here. Looking this way.
That's USB?
And this to a USB actually in the in the awning, under the awning. So that's for awning lights. You know, we string up lights. So these tables and this table fit in here, so everything's snug. We've got a hot water heater here, which is our latest addition. We really like that.
What do you know which one that is?
It's an off-brand.
Okay.
It's but instant hot water, great for the washing up or showering off grid.
One thing that I see different between people that are in their first couple years versus people that are into their 6th, 7th year, everything has its place.
Oh,
and it doesn't need to be labeled. You know where that table smashes into, and that's where it lives.
Absolutely. So there's an unload order and there's a reload order. Yep.
Now you guys have had some travels in your day, so this trailer's been to those states?
Yes. Yep.
Nice. Now I'm noticing where you've been, and I'm noticing that there's no air conditioner. So tell me about your cooling.
Okay, so I guess that's the only creature comfort we don't have. Been talking to the Texans where it's a must-have, but we can go south in the winter and we can go north in the summer. We can go North Carolina up into the mountains, Appalachians, get some elevation, and we can do that.
That is a solid way to do it. Rather than complicating the trailer, just go where it's nice.
Yeah.
But a MaxxAir fan goes a long way,
Oh,
even
it
when
does.
it's hot.
That's a must. You see newbies, they say, what about all this condensation? Even in the coldest weather, we've got the windows cracked and we've got air. And we just, sleep in layers in cold weather. So
for me, that's the one must-have. A new hiker owner making a decision on buying a trailer, I don't think it makes any sense to go with passive vents. Just get the MaxxAir fan.
yes, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it just gets that air circulation. That's a no-brainer. Another no-brainer on my side is get 2 doors. I mean, if you've ever tried making a bed from one door, it's like, no. So that's a good segue to the other side. So on this side, we've got a water port, and typically on this side, we just have an awning that comes out here, and I've modified it to have 3 walls. But so typically this is an enclosed space. So the toilet would be in here. We've got the wash hand station using the water port with, again, one of those pumps. And, from inside you can come into a privacy area here.
On this model trailer, there was no onboard water storage. So you have
No.
the 2 jerry cans. Did this come?
No, I bought that
this.
and added this, yeah.
Do you know what brand that is?
It's Waterport.
Waterport is the brand?
Yes.
And you kind of carriaged it through the side of the trailer?
Yep.
Some washers on the inside?
What are they called? Those spike nuts. Those nuts that's got the spikes that go into the...
Very good.
Yep.
So nice. It's been on there for some mileage and it's riding secure.
Oh yes, absolutely. Very early on, before we had awnings, I added these pad eyes, etc., to put fly sheets and that. That didn't work out. We went for the awnings, go big or go broke, but they're still handy for things like this. Just for a quick stop, for a one-night stop, we've got this, and it really needs, it'll stand up in a good breeze.
The beauties of having a trailer that cabin is cored out with 3/4 inch plywood.
Oh man,
you can
absolutely.
get a fastener in anywhere.
Absolutely.
It's not like you're trying to hit an aluminum spline or stud. So
absolutely. So for like the pad eyes up front, for the scepters, you might be able to see in here. You can actually see the actual nuts. So they're not going anywhere.
No.
They're not going anywhere. And of course siliconed, etc.
So you are happy with your decision?
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, with this here, I've also made a skirt which has magnets. It goes up around the wheel. For cold weather, it makes this enclosed, and we can have the gas buddy in real cold weather inside the ensuite. It fits 2 chairs. Before bed, we can open this up and the heat goes in. So that works for us for real cold weather. So as regard quality of build and that, I had really no problems. I think in hindsight, I might have gone for a lock and roll or whatever, but this is done well, even on gravel roads, etc. I think the only thing is a few of the areas, they need attention. I've touched up paint, and that's on the jacks. They'll start rusting around. Just keep an eye out for that. I did notice on this trip that there's a little bit showing here in an area I've touched up before, but that's the only thing I've had go wrong.
Yeah, and that, I mean, that's just what happens to metal when it's outside.
Does.
So,
Did add these?
So tell me about that.
Well, just it allows me to climb up here to get in and get my surf rod tubes and stuff like that.
I love a trailer where you can walk on it and stand on fenders and keep it up. So, all right, well, I appreciate you so much.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Thank you for giving us the tour. We're going to have a great weekend here at Hiker Fest, and so far this is the oldest hiker trailer that we've reviewed, and to see that it's in mint condition like this is just excellent.
Well, it's not had too much TLC. We have washed it maybe about twice.
That might be the key, folks. Don't wash them. Just show your dirt. All right, so thank you.
Okay,
and
take
appreciate
care.
Everyone watching.
Enjoy.
Hey, I'm Dave Endicott. This is my wife.
Hi.
And Esther Endicott, you're supposed to say your name. We are from Minnesota, and you may recognize me from the Bushwhacker crowd. We are proud members of the Bushwhacker crowd, still connected there, but now part of the hiker crowd. We have a 5x10 MRXL, a mid-range XL, and love it. I am not the mod king. Well, I am called the mod god in the Bushwhacker crowd, and it is a joke. Just so we're clear. But we pretty much got the camper put together the way we wanted it. We did get the fridge box, and I got to give Brian credit. He's the one that suggested we go there with it, and I was hesitant, but we have loved it. We already had the cooler, so we were able to get the new fridge box, fits right in there. We're able to kind of keep our extra beverages back behind. And then there's still storage on the other side too, where we actually keep our 5-gallon bucket and stuff.
Well, you said mod god is a joke, but for us it's half serious. You know, you do have good ideas. So by getting the full-size fridge slider with a slightly smaller fridge, I mean that's still a large fridge,
right? But
you're utilizing that back space to keep the beverages. They're easy to handle, easy to bring down the road.
Totally cool. Yeah, it just works out great, and it's always running. You know, one of the beautiful things we've found with the hikers, just how all the integrated systems with the electric and everything, because that's not my gig. That's not what I do very well. I call Brian on those situations, but now we just plug this sucker in, and running off our battery or off our power station, we're always going. We're always got food stored safely in a cool spot, and it just
no
works
more
great.
gas power generator.
It's lovely. Yeah,
You
it really
bring
is.
the gas power generator anymore at all?
We have not. No, we did a 9-day trip out to Badlands, Rocky Mountain National Park, Red Rocks and stuff. Didn't plug in once, lived off solar the whole time, and absolutely had no issues.
So you went with the 100-watt compact CIGS panel, the SIGS panel.
We've got the SIGS panel, and then we've got a 200-watt SIGS that attaches to the side, portable, that we use when we need it.
And just like the other Dave that we did a tour on, you did have hiker move your fan back just a little bit to fit this style of panel.
We did. We had to move it back an inch. They were great about doing that, and then that panel fit on there just perfect.
It's a nice
just
panel.
perfect. We happened to buy ours when Hiker was offering the 270 awning for free. So we got the 270 awning, absolutely love it. It literally sets up in seconds, gives us a nice space. It ends up our kitchen, we put our kitchen in underneath there. It's got LED lighting that we can connect, and so we've got lighting right over the kitchen space. And it gives us, it's just a spot that when we're getting out both sides, one of us is getting out the side where the awning room is, and one of us is getting out this side. We're both getting out under safe spaces if it's raining or whatever.
Well,
so
this is going to surprise a lot of folks that have known you for years now, because you know, at one point in time you did a video that said your fridge slider mod was to ask your wife to put it in the truck. So to roll up and see you with awning rooms and like, I mean, look at all this setup. Are you tired?
You know, Esther did a great job. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so hold on. All right, yeah. Man. All right, so you have an outdoor kitchen setup that's pretty sharp. I mean, I've been going to the diner, so tell me about this.
Well, yeah, so we're doing a remodel at home on an old farmhouse that Esther grew up on. So we had Menards bucks, and so we bought the griddle just to bring. We have a griddle at home that we were bringing with us, and you got sick of hauling it back and forth. So we get that, and then a little Coleman 2-burner stove. We fit them in the galley just fine. We're able to get it all packed into the galley, pull it out, and then we can either use the griddle or the 2-burner stove when we're ready to rock and roll. We always bring a 5-gallon jug of water. It fits behind in the fridge box, fits right in there. It's a great. You don't have to take up any truck space with it. And use that for water for washing dishes or brushing teeth or whatever else we need to do.
So you have onboard water, and I saw that you have a shower room and that you're using it, which is pretty nice.
We did. We used it this morning. Yeah, we smell a lot better for this video than we did. Yeah.
You know, this place has a coin slot shower. It cost me like $15 to get it clean. So, and I do have a shower room too. I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
So cool setup. You're just using basic tables under the 270.
Yeah. We used to do some vending at different markets and that kind of thing. My wife's a fiber artist, and we had an alpaca farm, and so we had all these tables anyway. So it was just like, I'm cheap. I'm an old school superintendent. Spending money's not big on my list. Already spent more than I thought I was going to on this. I won't mention any names, but Brian Smith might have been behind some of that. So it was just like, we've got these tables. They're light. They're easy to pack into the truck. We can set them up in no time and ready to go.
Perfect. Well, let's see that galley, because this is a big change from what we were used to. Oh, nice. You have a DIY outdoor.
Yeah, whatever I can do to promote the channel, I'm there for you. So yeah, the galley, we got the 24-inch deep galley. We ended up putting in both we got a 100 watt or 100 amp EcoFlow battery, lithium battery, and then we've got the Goal Zero power station. We literally have been running off of both of those. We run off the battery almost probably 95% of the time. There's been a couple of times where we've been in shaded camp spots or had rainy days where we've had to flip over to the power station, but we love that we can just go in and there's a switch and
everything is easy.
We're powering off of that. So, and the battery's getting charged by the solar panel that's on top of there. The power station gets charged either while we're driving, or we've got, and I've got it out here, we've got the 200 watt SIGS panel portable that charges it up as well. So like yesterday we were at, I don't know, 80-some%, it wasn't that bad. Put the panel out by the time we got back from having supper and stuff. It was charged, ready to roll.
So with a dual battery system like that, you can also, when you're running off your EcoFlow battery, which is actually just a LifePo battery, it's not an EcoFlow power station, but you still have the inverter on the Goal Zero, so you can use normal shore power like devices.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll charge. I'm kind of a photography geek, and so charging camera batteries, I can plug that into there and charge those up, or computers or phones, whatever, although we can do that inside the cabin as well.
So how about the change from a galley that had a sink and a set-up cooktop to one that is just kind of about storage and flipping out? You have any pros or cons?
Honestly, I haven't noticed a big difference for how we operate camping. I mean, there was certainly some convenience that the stove was already there. We didn't use the sink in the Bushwhacker that much, to be brutally honest. We kind of typically used the tub and stuff anyway. So this really hasn't been a big change for us. It's been pretty simple. I like that I've got more storage space. We can pack everything, and we've got, our dry goods, we've got them all packed in here when we're not traveling, once we get into camp, and then the griddle and the stove go into there. But yeah, it really, for us, it's been no difference in convenience, I would say.
It's just more storage, just a square shape. You could fit a lot more. But looking behind you, it seems like you've been out on the road.
Did you
got
a couple
buy
stickers?
These stickers? Really haven't.
I go online and I just order them randomly and just say, well, let's tell people we were there.
Yeah, this one says my camper's been to the Great Wall of China.
Yeah,
so
that was a great trip. Really, it's funny. If I'd had a bigger camper, I couldn't have been on top of that wall with it. So it was all good. But no, we have gotten out so much, and I will say, and Esther is a big part of that. Is just like, we have to get out and go. We love it so much. It's so easy to set up, so easy to use. It's just whenever we can, let's go do something. And we've got a few stickers we don't even have up here. We've been even more places than that. So
that's the whole thing for me. I love the, I like to tinker and I do like the mods, but this whole setup, it's a tool that gets you out the door. It's just a tool that invites you to get outdoors more. And that if you have the comforts you need, you're off to the races.
And for somebody that really isn't a big mod person, it's so nice that everything is set up, ready to go. I don't have to really understand all of it, to be brutally honest. And yet we know we can run everything and do everything on it. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah, well, we've got the ARB awning, and in the awning room, we're really thankful that the Wizard of Mods, Sam Alt, was willing to help us get the awning room squared away so that it really just fits in tight. Everything is sealed around the doors. It's become a great place for us to have a changing room, to do, just to sit and visit with people. Keep the mosquitoes out. There's a couple of mosquitoes in Minnesota, just 2 or 3.
So if folks are new to this, I'll give them the fast forward rundown. Sam, our mutual friend, runs the Wizard of Mods in Indiana. He takes a room and he peaks the roof so that no water pools up.
Yeah, the red system.
He puts reinforcements on the side, but what we'll show in a second is he custom cuts it so that it is tight to the camper. It is one of the coolest mods, but I have to give the disclaimer. That's my room. That's a 23-0. He no longer does these. He only works with ARB, or he basically does not work with 23-0. So if you have a hiker, it actually, and you're into this, it makes sense to sell the 23-0 secondhand. You can get a really good price for it and just start over, but he will not work with the standard 23-0 gear.
No, it was great. And we're fortunate. Our daughter lives just 20 minutes from where Sam's shop is. So we picked up our hiker. He said, drop it off for a couple of days. I'll do the work on it. We could spend time with our granddaughter. Tough gig, but had to do it. And Sam got her all ready to go and did her thing. So it was really cool.
So you can leave it out in some stiff rainstorms. You want to show us the inside?
Yeah, you bet.
Sewing job. So instead of the baggy shorts,
probably better,
oversized t-shirt look where you have to unzip, it's custom cut to the door, and we have magnets that go up. You can see a little bit of that metal system that he puts in to peak the roof. So you're a tall guy. What are you, 6'4"?
I'm 6'3", yeah.
6'3", and you can stand up there. Your head's not hitting the ceiling.
Right, yep. We had changed it a little bit. Sam had snaps down below. Our snaps weren't working for us. That's not the case for most folks, but for whatever reason, it didn't work for us.
That's why they call you the mod god.
Well, yeah, hashtag mod god.
You put some Velcro in there.
Yeah. So yeah, we put heavy duty Velcro on the bottom, and then Esther sewed in the Velcro into the tent, and it really is slick. We love it. It just slap it on and we're good to go.
Yeah, he's got some Coast Guard approved mega snaps, but yeah, the Velcro is working for you and
doing great.
And yeah, I'll post things for the mod god, but this is the ARB room. It's light, it's not dark like our 23-0 rooms, and he just does a great job with this. Do you do any mods to your shower room?
Not really, no. I did, I guess, well, because my mods are pretty simple. I did buy a different shower head than the one that came with it.
Oh, big time.
So I got the shower head that's got the magnetic holder. Oop. How we doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah. So it's got the magnetic holder, a better shower head. The switch on the old one, the one that came with it, was really difficult to work with.
I agree.
This is easy, gives it a nice shower at it. We just used it today. It was awesome.
I like this too. Did you grab that on Amazon?
Actually, that was a Dollar General's, like for $3.99.
I'm gonna have to grab something like that because it's so nice to have hot water at camp. But I have stood in the mud.
Yeah, or hard rocks, you know, when you're barefoot kind of thing too. So inside, we haven't done a lot in here other than put some like storage pockets. So we put those pockets on the sides over there where we can put our phones and whatnot when we go to bed. We also put in the storage cubbies in the front that we don't bring a suitcase. We pack all our clothes in there. We can get a good weeks or two worth of clothing into that space. And then we put the blinds on that are dark. And we discovered yesterday we sleep really well when those are down, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning when you wake up, which isn't normal for us. But and you're just slick. And then of course being the hashtag mod god, my favorite mod is I glued little pieces of wood and put the screws in there so that these could be moved up and down easily. And even though Brian thinks they're difficult to use, someday I'll give him a lesson on how to do this this mod. So
well, we see that you squared them up and leveled them.
don't need to be perfect; they just need to be functional.
They have to be
functional.
That's
right.
Function over form.
always the case.
So you decked this out a little bit, but you had a lot of experience with the other teardrops. So you have air conditioning.
We've got the rooftop air. To be honest, we've only used it twice, I think. And it was more, okay, if we are gonna, we're sort of retired, or I'm sort of retired, and she is basically retired. If we're gonna go travel a lot more, do some stuff in the Southwest or whatever, we at least wanted to have that available and going. And I give Brian credit on that. And I asked him when we were ordering, I said, what is something you wish you would have gotten that you didn't? And he said the rooftop air. And so we decided, you know what? I mean, it's not a cheap adventure, but I well worth it for us because we know we've got it when we need it. I don't sleep well when it's hot. It's really, that's the only time I can see us having to use it. Most of the time, the Max Air fan works great to keep us comfortable in there.
That's it, and everyone's different. We're both big guys. I have the rooftop prep, which was huge because I can get it, and I tell everyone, even if you don't think you're going to get it, just get the prep.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're traveling and it's 105 degrees during the day and the camper's out in the sun, I can't sleep. So
and it's humid, you know, if it's sticky and humid out, we've run into a lot of that out here. And just to be able to pull that humidity out, you know, and getting those vents on the front from the prep and that kind of thing just really helps to get some airflow.
It definitely does. What do you think of the Truma furnace?
Oh yeah, we've used it. We've used that more than the AC. It works great. I mean, you set your temp and it clicks in and clicks out.
It's amazing to just have a furnace that works.
Yeah, compared to what we experienced before, it's been much more efficient. It doesn't use, I mean, I think our friend Dave standing back behind there, we've talked about how little of the propane you use when you have it running, and yeah, there's a little noise to it, but it's not really bad noise at all when it kicks in.
Actually, like comes up and down.
Yeah,
and it's not like that jet engine that we had with the other rig.
Right, and it just regulates really well and keeps that temp pretty consistent. And yeah, it's not a very big space. So, and you got two bodies in there. The body heat alone does quite a bit, but yeah, no, the Truma furnace has been a really good add with it as well. I would not change, really very little we would change on it. We have the pass through between the cabin and there. I don't think we'll ever use it. Esther built a mosquito screen over it, so we're blocking the bugs out of it. But other than that, this thing's been exactly what we wanted.
Well, you basically answered the question that I was going to ask, you know, whether you would change anything about it. So I guess I'll alter my question to, if somebody is on the fence about making the move to hiker, you have a lot of experience in a tiny camper. I mean, what would you would do it all over again?
Yeah. You know, I'm, like I said before, I'm cheap, so spending that kind of money isn't always a comfortable place to go. And we're blessed. I mean, we're fortunate enough we could make that decision on whether we thought value was there. And in my opinion, the value is definitely there.
Yeah.
It's been well worth every penny we spent, and it's been proven by the fact that we've been out so much more than we ever have in the past.
Well, you know, we've both said this off camera, but, you know, it's so surprising to me that this is the first time I've met you two in person. I already feel like we've been fast friends, and we've been on Zoom, but thank you guys so much. I'll do both handshakes.
Oh, gosh.
I'm behind. Yeah,
there we go. All right.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
We'll see you next time.
Hi, my name is Dave. I am from Arizona, and last year Brian saw my 10SS Bushwhacker, and this year I have a Hiker 5x10 mid-range XL. Because I knew I was going to spend a lot of time in it, I got most of the options that Hiker does offer. So I've got the fridge box, I've got a big old 73-liter cooler inside, I've got a 200 amp hour battery. so it does fit a rather large size cooler in here. And it's mostly full in the fridge box because of the big battery and because of this big old cooler. But again, I'm on my fourth week, and I've still got probably 2 or 3 weeks more to go, which is why I was interested in having such capacity with the refrigerator freezer. On the inside, I travel solo. So I have a twin XL mattress on the inside. I've got a 9-inch raised platform, and I bought an extra wide yoga mat to fit in between the rails on the frame that I've got. So I'm off the floor, and I have storage underground, or under the bed.
This is a really sweet mod for a solo camper, because not only does it get you up, there's more ventilation, but really boosts the storage that you have.
Yes.
A lot more room to just store things underneath.
Yes. So I have, this is what my Starlink fits inside, and it's 6 inches tall. And I have these containers here to put my clothes in, so I have 4 of them that fit underneath. So it's really nice for the different clothes and different weather conditions, since it's getting a little bit chillier out now.
And you've been on the road for a while. We've been talking, so you've put some miles on this thing already.
Yes. I bought this camper in January of this year, and I think I've got almost 7,000 miles on it since January. But on this trip from Arizona to Kentucky, did the Route 66. Then from there to Tennessee. Now here we are in Indiana. Head up to Duluth, Minnesota. And I've got a few more places to go before I head back to Arizona.
Very cool. So you're still shaking it down and making mods, but being that you were a bushwhacker owner for years, you had the good lay of the land as far as what you needed in a tiny camper.
Yes, I think bushwhacker was fantastic in the respect of I probably spent about 50 or 60 nights in it, and I found out the things that I really liked about it and the things that I thought that I was going to need that were slightly different than what bushwhacker offered. So I made the adjustment to the hiker. I'm very happy with the hiker, but I'm very grateful that the bushwhacker taught me a lot, and I got to learn a lot about the maintenance and the things that I need to do to keep the camper working correctly.
Yeah, it's just an awesome community too. So
most definitely, yes.
I see you found your mode of transportation.
I think that's fantastic. Once you get to camp, gets me where I need to be.
I'm stumbling around. All right, so take us through. I see you have propane and a furnace mount. What did you go with, the Truma?
I have a Truma, and then I bought a portable AC. I didn't want the unit on top because it was too tall, wouldn't fit inside the garage. So the portable unit is what worked for me. And I don't normally camp in the middle of summer either, so I didn't necessarily need the really nice one that hiker offered.
So just something to take the edge off to get a better night's sleep on those hot nights.
Definitely.
How do you like the Yakima side table?
I really like it. It's nice to have the wheel well as a side table, but this is also fantastic. And I do also have the bamboo unit that comes out from it. I'm just not doing a lot of cooking since they did bring some people in to cater. So
yeah, we're here at Hiker Fest, and they're really putting on a show for us.
Yes, they are.
There's like a diner that shows up in the morning with biscuits and gravy, and there's barbecue dinner tonight. And
yeah, and they had live music last night that was fantastic, and we're supposed to get it again tonight. So.
Yeah. So I went down this route. I also have the bamboo and the table. They're pricey, but boy, they're nice.
I think it's nice, you know, if I'm sitting out, I can put, you know, the coffee, the water sitting out here, put my computer on here. It's nice to do a whole lot of things. And if I am cooking when hiker's not putting on such a good fest, I do have a scuttle, and it's nice that the scuttle fits underneath it also.
Nice. One thing that I'm having trouble with here at Hiker Fest is I see that there's a lot of accessories, and as I walk around it, I'm just, take my money, Yakima. There's racks and holders and all sorts of cool spice racks and things that attach to this modular system.
Yes, they do a very good job of trying to separate you from your money, yes. But they do have some good stuff. I'm pretty basic and I'm much more functional, so I have my different bins. I think I got them from Target for $4 or $5 a piece. They fit in very nicely, so I would have, you know, my silverware, my plates, then I have, you know, some snacks, extra stuff, and down below I would have for my water unit for the shower on the other side, and then yeah, just other loose stuff, put in a nice container, grouped together.
You know, you owned a 10SS like I did. This is the same hiker that I own. How have you liked the adjustment from having like a stovetop and water inside the galley to just a galley with more space, but you're really having to draw your stuff out for cooking?
You know, I actually like the hiker a little bit better. It was nice to have the bushwhacker where you pop the top, pull the back of the teardrop up, and then you have your cooking space and your sink and that. I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. It was a great idea, but it was something that I was like, maybe I can do something different. When I do have the scuttle out, I can put the scuttle right here, which is what normally happens. So I would do my cooking, I could do my prep, I could do my eating, and then I would have the food stored in here. So this seems like a much better flow for me than the bushwhacker.
I agree with you. And obviously, so much of this is personal preference, but I end up stacking so much stuff in the bushwhacker galley that I had to pull things out to cook anyway. So
Yes.
it's really no different. I have my cooktop ready and I set it right there, and we have a gas connection right there. It actually, it's worked out well for me, but you know, there's something for everyone out there. And I also like the convenience of having a galley ready to go.
Yes. Yeah.
A little bit different system.
So basically, 23-0 is really super simple. I mean, less than a minute for it to pull into place. Just pull your two bars out. There you go. And inside, there we go. Now, something that I did, because for me, I think that when these arms are weighted down over long periods of time, it's going to kind of bend the steel. Just took a painter's pole, went into Lowe's, Home Depot, grabbed a little T-bracket, made a few modifications to it.
Yes. I mean, we still have our Wizard of Mods inspiration for
Absolutely.
all things awnings.
Absolutely.
And it is. It's easy to store, and it does make it a lot more rugged. Now, I've seen a lot of folks going with the rooms, shower rooms that have a roof on them. Does 23-0 offer that, or you don't
Yes, this actually does have a roof over the top, and it does have a floor. Since I'm just using it for changing, really didn't need them. So
Yeah. Okay. So it does come with it.
Yes.
It's just an accessory that you can set up or break down.
yes, and it does pack and stow away inside the unit up top.
So you have the changing room, but I also see that you have the shower box in there, and
Yes, yeah, I do have the the other side of this unit has a zipper. So I have access to the instant hot water, and then of course I can just take the shower head, stick it on the side of the camper, and use it as a shower.
pretty sweet. Have you been mostly boondocking on your trips around the country, or your campgrounds?
Mostly boondocking. I think this is one of the very few places where I've actually plugged into electricity.
All right, so we know that it works.
Yes, yes. Then I have the straight pole that I can pull out. Picnic table's kind of in the way, and the campsites here are a little bit smaller, so I don't want to open it up into my neighbor's space either.
So this was one of the things that I changed going from bushwhacker to hikers. I have a lot more accessories as well. Things coming off both sides of it. But you don't have to use it just because you have it.
Yes.
You know, it's exciting at first, but after a while, it becomes a very modular thing. Every
Yes.
campsite calls for a different setup.
Yes, and I agree with that. And also because my bed is on this side, I don't normally come out this door. So I agree with you. If I come to a campsite where this opposite side of the trailer passenger side, I don't have space, yeah, I'll go ahead and pull this out, and it just makes a lot more sense to do that. But I do have a lot more options here than the bushwhacker. I have a lot more accessories, but I have a lot more ability to adjust once I get to a campsite.
Nice. Would you mind showing us, because I think we have a similar setup here. We've talked on the phone about this. Can I see what you did with your battery side? Because this is a Gen 2 fridge box. This is the
Yes.
fridge box that makes me jealous.
Yes, so I've got 200 amp hour Renogy. It's the same battery that you have. This is the box that it's inside.
So it's ProSmart,
ProSmart.
heated,
Yes.
Bluetooth, makes your coffee in the morning.
It does a lot of cool stuff. I was very surprised. So I've got my MPPT for the solar unit. Then when I plug the electricity in, I've got that unit.
Okay, so that's a 30 amp. charger, which is really nice with the bigger battery banks.
Yes, it does charge a lot faster.
Yeah, and you went with a SIGs as well, but you got to benefit from my shortcomings, which is we had Hiker move your Max Air fan a little further back, right?
Yes, and I do thank you for that heads up, but moving the Max Air fan back 1 inch did give me a little bit of space here and a little bit of space on the opposite side.
So the Reader's Digest version is that SIGs technology. What we went with BougeRV, whatever brand you go with, it really is a far superior solar panel. It lasts 5 times as long. It has higher output. It does better when it's hot, and it's almost indestructible. You know, you saw the.
You've walked on it, you've driven your truck over it.
I smashed it with a tractor and dumped it in the middle of a pond, and it still works. I mean, it really is an incredible technology. But the Compact 100, as you'll see on mine, kind of overlaps the flange of the fan. It didn't really fit well. So what did you do to accommodate for this? You talked to Hiker and...
Yeah, Hiker was fantastic about so many things. I wanted a different battery than what they offered. I wanted upgrades from the solar controller and from the electrical controller to the battery. I also put extra lights, tail lights on the back for when I put my bike on. So I've got the normal lights, the higher lights, and then I've got a 5th brake light across the top.
Okay, added visibility when you're shielding your brake lights, so that's smart.
Exactly.
But
so
with the fan, they actually bumped it back, right?
But asking them questions and saying, this is what I want. Brian had this issue. Can we move the fan back 1 inch to remove that issue? They were fantastic with all of those things. I sent them the SIGs unit. They installed it. I sent them the control units, the battery, extra things like that, and they were like, yeah, sure, we can add that to it. And they didn't charge me a fortune to put it in. I thought it was an extremely reasonable price for them to install it. So it just made sense for me to do that.
Nice. Well, I'll have to get a link from you too, because I do a little different design, but it's nice to see a nice rugged box. I'm sure you had to modify that though, right?
Yes, the box itself was about 1 inch too long for it to fit north and south. So Hiker could not do it because they're a manufacturer and there are certain things that they have to do. However, once I got it home,
you put it in a chop saw and let it rip. Those are pretty pricey too, though, aren't they?
The box itself?
Yeah.
It was a commercial grade box. It was, I think it was 100, 100 and a quarter.
$100.
So it was not peanuts, but it wasn't $1 million either. So
very cool. Now I recently went with a spare tire bag as well. Yours is a little bit nicer than mine. I kind of got a knockoff. How are you doing with this? Is this dirty clothes? What do you use yours for?
The intent for this was to use it for dirty clothes as a laundry bag, and I haven't quite gotten to there yet. I found a different solution that works for me. I do like the looks of it. I do like having the extra storage space if I need it. So for right now, it just looks cool.
Yeah, so I'm using it to carry a couple trinkets, but you know, for people that spend a lot of time in tiny campers and you're going in between laundromats, you don't want to store your dirty clothes inside the trailer.
Yeah.
And even putting them in the car with you if you're a hiker or you're getting out and you're active. So it's a cool solution. They're waterproof and you can use it as a trash bag or a laundry bag, throw your shoes in there.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
So I loved your setup. It's cool that we've met on the road a few times. We're walking the same path from a 10SS to a Hiker, but I kept both of mine.
Well, you apparently have more space to put them in.
Well, you're on the road more than I am, so it was really nice getting to see you and hang out again this weekend.
Yes, I agree. Same
Thank you guys for watching this sequel video of your second tour on the channel. Brian here with DIY Outdoor Life. I am so excited to be here in Indiana at the very first Hiker Fest.
Yes.
I know you recognize these two. I'm with Matt and Wendy from MWD Adventures.
Yep.
And today,
we're going to take a look at our 5x10 red mid-range XL.
Yep, so we're getting a tour from a couple real pros today.
I'm used to asking the questions though, not answering the questions.
We'll see.
So this is our second trailer. So we have made some mods from our first one, things that we've learned from it. Actually, our first one is right next door.
Yep.
they've made some mods to make it even better than what we had too. But probably one of the first things that we said we're going to do with the new one is add some solar. Yep. So we did the 100 flex panel on the top here, and that's worked really well for us. Our tire used to be under the trailer. If you look back, we have a video of us trying to take the tire out from underneath it. Not easy, not something you want to do on the side of the road when it's raining and you broke down. So this time we decided to do it on the front. Definitely adds more weight to the front of the trailer, so you got to consider that when you're looking at the tongue weight. We have the traditional toolbox. If you have the fridge box, then you really need to be careful and consider the tongue weight that you're getting, because you have the weight of probably the fridge in there and the tire, so that gets to be a lot of weight up here in the front.
So even when your truck or vehicle is capable of doing that, it still gets a little out of balance when you get up over like 20% on your tongue weight, whether you're riding with a full-size truck or not. So
absolutely,
this is really good advice. Hopefully we can eventually get some of this stuff on the back of the trailer.
Yes. Yep. We've been talking to Hiker, right?
Yes.
We'll see if they listen to their owners.
Strengthen numbers.
Inside the toolbox here, we ended up installing our battery. We got the 100 amp, just a standard battery, solar controller, and we put in a Renogy shunt. We got a little bit of a switch here that turns on some lights underneath the trailer.
You don't have lights.
Just a few lights. If we do it again, we would not put the battery up here with this kind of configuration. As you can see, Hiker puts it the long way, and it ends up taking up a ton of room. So that's a consideration depending on your box on the front. Consider where you're going to put that battery. If we do it over again, we'd put it to the back.
So I know we have some similarities in how we manage power. You have a lot in your truck. So this system here with 100 watts going into 100 amp hour, this is lights, fans,
yep,
charging a
lights,
cell
fans,
phone.
that's it. You know, the air conditioning on top is run off AC, off a campground plug, so you're not running that off grid for us.
And you run your fridge off your truck setup.
We do, yeah. We have the fridge right inside here. We built a platform, and we house our fridge right there on a platform. Did a seat delete. It works really well. We adventure. We park our trailer. That's base camp.
Yep.
And then we adventure with the truck.
You have this thing decked out, though. The smart cap. You got an EcoFlow power station in there.
Yep.
And those Trumas are bulletproof.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Super quiet, super efficient. It's an adapter our son made. This attaches to the bottom. Doesn't allow the bugs to come in and out, but this gives us ventilation inside. We call it cold shoulder, especially in these fall days when you're laying down there. Everybody wants to open up their window on the side, but then you get the cold shoulder. The air will come in, especially if you're sleeping your head to the rear of the galley area. The air will come over your cold shoulder and face, and you don't want that. So this allows...
These are words of wisdom of somebody that has done a lot of hiker camping. So we have the Valterra Port fresh air intake.
Yep.
But what your son is doing to raise money for college, maybe.
Just this adapter here.
Awesome.
It's got a little bug net, attaches to the bottom, and that allows that fresh air.
It's a bayonet fitting that goes right into the Valterra elbow.
Yep.
And I happened about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I purchased, he's also got some Wave 2, Wave 3, Zero Breeze. He makes adapters if you want to use these ports for any of the common air conditioners.
He does, yep.
It just slides on there, and then the other end connects to the hose that comes from the AC unit. Was that enough, or do I need to say it again?
One more time.
All right. So it has the same kind of connection that one has. It just slides on here. Then the other side is set up so it can connect right to the hose from the AC unit. So we actually don't sell these bug net ones anymore because Hiker is now putting a bug net in here when they are when they're building it. So if someone does want to get one of those, we have the file link on our webpage, which is mwdadventures.com. And then, you know, once again, Matt likes his lights. So here we have our porch mode light of the Devos. I'll let you explain it.
Oh, it's just a suction cup. Devos partnered up with Sea Sucker. They have a suction cup mount, and they just put a pipe mount on it. So that this is a 2000 model. Most of them can adapt,
But you can create a porch mode like this with a motion sensor, so as you approach the trailer, it kicks on.
A little birdie is telling me that the sea sucker can actually damage the skin on the trailer. Have you ever experienced that?
We have not experienced that. We have heard that. You need to allow the panel to float around.
Yep.
But we have not experienced any of that.
Okay.
So.
But we're
And
not
that's-
driving with this on. It's
No.
only on when we're here at the campsite.
Right, you're
This-
not hanging a brick from it or
No,
anything.
this
too.
whole unit will just be stashed away, and we just quickly put it up. Especially if you're at a place for a day, you don't really need to put the whole tripod assembly up in the air.
So on the side of the trailer, we like to be able to keep the doors open. I know a hiker has some kind of bungee type thing that they can do, but we just put a little,
Mitten clip.
right, a little mitten clip on here, and then we put on an eye hook, and we can just click that on, and you're good to go. So quick and easy way to do it. These doors that we have came with the screen. We originally had done just the regular door by itself. This time we decided to do the screen to give it a try. Our opinion is it's not worth it. At nighttime, we're going to keep the door closed because we want the protection of having the door locked and having it closed. During the day, if we're going to take a nap, we've got the AC up top, so if it's hot, Matt's going to turn that on. Just keeping this door open isn't enough. So with ours being a 5x10, we have a 24-inch kitchen, or the galley in the back. We have a queen-size bed, and then that gave us an extra foot from the door forward. Instead of having your mattress going completely underneath the shelf and your feet being under your storage, we have an extra foot, so we have extra space. We reached out to my dad and said, hey, we've got some ideas here. What can you do to help us? So we added 2 shelves, and then the bottom one is supported by 2 legs, basically, and that keeps the mattress from trying to push forward or trying to kind of go sideways.
Still open air. It's not no boxes, no.
Nope.
I like it. Did you use hiker cutoffs?
We did. Yeah, parts.
Yep.
You have to. We can't hear him. So.
Yes, we did. We used all hiker parts. When we got the trailer, we asked for a couple of extra pieces of wood, and we used their wood to
So for
put it
the
together.
folks that don't know, I mean, they have to cut the doors out and everything. They end up
do.
with a lot of high quality cutoffs and
Cutoffs for here, for your windows.
the whole galley
Lots
door,
of parts.
right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
they have a big pile of them, but yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can ask them, and they are willing to sell you a piece of it if you want to use that to make your own creations, and then using the same wood that the rest of the trailer is made out of, so it matches.
Awesome.
We tend to, before bed, like to watch a little show to kind of settle down if we didn't get back from the campfire too late like we did last night. So we have a iPad mount up there. What brand is ours?
RAM, I think.
Oh yes, so we have a RAM mount up there that we use to mount our iPad, which works out well. And then it's right there. We can charge it during the day. We got to make sure we turn the little adapter to charge it off at nighttime because it's got a little blue light.
I'm familiar with the blue light.
And Matt does not like little extra lights shining at nighttime, so we always
Okay.
have to turn that off.
I'm in the same boat, and I have a little piece of gaffer tape.
Yeah.
That if I have to charge something, I just cover it.
Exactly. Other than that, we made our blackout curtains. Matt usually has a fan that's above his head that's just kind of blowing and keeping the air moving around.
Talk about the 2 H's up top that we put
Oh.
to magnetize the curtain rod.
So yes, if you look at the curtain rod across from us, we have a magnet that's got a little like quarter 20 on the end of it. We drilled a little hole in the dowel and put that quarter 20 into the dowel, then magnetize the that little piece right to
I
the
love
HT.
it. So what we're looking at is typically that is the inside carriage plate that marries
Yes,
with this.
exactly.
But you got the inside plate extra from Hiker, and you just put them in with a short screw, half-inch screw or something.
We just asked for the extra plates.
Magnets, magnets are very fun. So,
Yep.
you know, why drill in? And I've noticed, and we talked about this a little, I see command hooks, and I see, you're not big into cutting giant holes in the side of the camper.
Nope.
No.
I don't like to cut any holes or drill any holes as much as possible because of water intrusion. So,
Yep.
yep.
So with the lights, great that you have side lights. We use them when we get to camp late because we tend to, I don't know, travel late into the night and arrive once it gets dark. But these lights are very bright. So we have gotten some orange or amber tape to put on it to just kind of dim down so it's not so blinding in the
It
eyes.
attracts less bugs too, right?
But really we don't, oh, and Matt did add a dimmer to it.
Oh, there you go. Like it's like a little PWM that steps it down.
Yeah. So, but if we're around camp, that's not the light we use because you know, Matt has plenty of other lights.
Plenty of other lights. Hardcore lights.
Yes, hardcore are probably our favorite ones,
Yeah.
these U lights.
Yeah.
And so they can be bright, medium, low, and amber.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a really sweet headlamp, but it just has good fastening gear, right?
Yeah, so it can go around the pole. It can magnetize to these. So yeah, they can be used in so many different ways around camp. So we have the Yakima tables that you can get from Hiker. Our main location we put it is here. Because of this being a short weekend, I didn't put any of my kitchen stuff out this weekend, which is probably a first, which is kind of nice for me. I don't have to cook. I can actually sit back and enjoy.
You guys are rocking some pretty strong celebrity status. I mean, you could probably get you to bring you some food, right? Like, but people don't leave you alone long enough to cook a meal.
So we can mount it here. Other times I'll mount it here. And then we have a Dometic Go water system with a little water dispenser. And we will put the table here with the sink. And we'll just kind of make this into our little sink setup. And then because this is darker when you have the awning out, we have this light, another light, that I can turn on to have over my workstation when I'm trying to cook something.
I'm going to have to hit you guys up for the links on these lights because somebody has an addiction.
I don't know who that is.
Just a few.
How many lights?
Lane Between the Lakes, we did a little show and tell of some of the lights and talk about battery lights in general. And I had 52 lights along. So
Granted, you had a presentation, but
I did.
We probably have 20 lights at least on every trip.
And it's not just battery powered, but I enjoy everything hooking up on your trailer, the underglow, the lights on the sides, anything lights.
Well, everything is smart, but
Yep.
I mean, like, this is a really, really, like, it's a substantial upgrade to what was available.
Yeah.
Yep. And every light that we have that's battery powered on the outside is less battery I have to have for the trailer. And the trailer battery stuff gets expensive quick.
And presumably nowadays everything's like USB-C rechargeable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have like a little power station or something that you can, but they probably run for weeks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And everything we buy is USB-C now.
Okay.
Yep. Even our power stations, we've stepped down to smaller ones because of the power demands just aren't there.
Yeah.
You don't need it when you got so many battery things.
All right, so the back is probably my space. So this is the Tetrising location, right? So when you're traveling, you don't want things to move around and break and that type of thing. So the bottom, I have tubs that pretty much stay in there all the time. Then the middle, I have like some of these tubs with food that ride on the middle shelf while we're traveling. Then when we get here, I try to get this middle space pretty much open so I can use the shelf for whatever we're doing throughout the trip. We have it set up here for our space heater because it got a little chilly last night. These things are little, so you don't need a lot of heat to heat it up. So we have just this little Honeywell. It's got high and low. We had on low for a couple hours and it was definitely warm enough. But the one thing that Matt being a fireman, he's like, got to be careful here. If you have it just sitting on the shelf here, this little lip can get kind of hot or warm. So we just take one of our pans, flip it upside down,
Use what you got.
and it lifts it up and it's higher than that lip, and then that wood doesn't get so warm.
It also speaks, though, to the preference at campsites. I had all of my windows open with my fan at probably 75% last night.
Did you really?
I was like, man, I wish I brought the air conditioner. But it did. By the morning, it cooled down significantly.
Yeah.
Yep. And we always have our little, some kind of power station in here. Last year we got the Solix, and it's all DC.
Anchor. Yep.
Yes, the Anchor Solix. It's all DC. So when we want to charge our phones or charge some of the lights around here, this is our go-to.
I watched your video on this, and I had walked away from Anchor years ago, and I know they make such a good product, but you almost had me when that light popped out of the top. So
considering all Matt's lights, we don't use this one very often.
No, we don't.
You know, this was smart. Ditch the AC on these little guys and just knock it out of the park with USB power delivery and a decent light source. And how nice is it to have it right by your pass-through, right?
So, and that's the question. Some people are like, do we really need the pass-through or not? For us, this is our nightstand at nighttime. You put a glass, a bottle of water. We can charge our phones with this right here.
Yeah.
For us, the heat coming through.
I put gummy bears and potato chips.
I don't know how people do it without having the pass-through personally, but it's just become the way that we've used it.
We've got the reading light up there, so we're big
yes.
into the Oz 4-wheel drive, or the other brand is AEVP. I located them through the emergency market. And
So
They are really fantastic light. We've got them there for the reading light. Then we got them under each of the cabinets.
This is
different
my
sizes.
takeaway. First thing I'll be doing. I've seen that other people have picked up on that, and when I saw it, I mean, I don't get, when it's really dark, I don't get light up here. I use a headlamp, and I put the headlamp right here, so that's pretty slick.
Yeah, we actually got one up here too.
And now
use that one very often.
this isn't the LED strip that has to be cut and soldered. This is really beginner friendly, and you run it back to a switch and you tapped into your fuse block?
Yeah, well, it's got the switches on it.
Okay.
So the switch is already on it. It just run the black and red wire to your fuse block, and that's it. Hook up black and red, and we just took all three, tied them together, ran it to the fuse block, and you've got lights on all shelves.
It's almost so good that like hiker probably should just do that, right?
We've recommended several times.
So
I can't.
we did actually give them their name and number and their contact information.
Okay.
So safety message, this is your heater. This says a low and a high, so it can be 125 or it can be 250 watt. Do not plug a 1500 watt standard home one into this power strip. You will melt it.
Yeah, it's
Can't
kind
handle
of
it.
a little 15 amp strip that's being shared. But also learn about this, right?
Yeah, you all listed.
Yeah,
Yep.
if you all listen,
Very,
it tells you
very
the
popular.
current, the voltage draw, the
Yep.
wattage consumption.
So we have a 125, 250 on this, and we do carry another one. It's a little smaller one. This little guy here is a 500. So
Okay.
if we need a little bit more, I will not exceed a 500.
So you have no gas on this trailer.
We don't.
You have an exterior tank for cooking,
strictly
Yes.
for
but
cooking.
no inside
No.
furnace or anything.
And that tank will last us pretty much all summer.
Season. Yeah.
Because we're strictly using it for cooking. We're not heating up water. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if we're heating up water, it's on the stove. So we don't have any kind of shower system that's heated. We don't have
We don't have like the
the
heat
propane for the
system.
heat.
Right.
So yeah, a couple extra blankets. We do have a 12-volt car blanket. That's another thing that we use to stay a little warm. We try to keep the camping as simple as possible with keeping the cost down.
Question for you: do you put the blanket over you or under?
We put it over us, just
And
kind of
we've
lay it over
heard,
top.
our friends told us to turn it on like an hour before you can go to bed.
Yep.
Yep.
So it warms up the bed. Because having the memory foam mattresses,
They get
when it
stiff.
gets cold, it gets very hard and stiff. Yes. So by warming that up a little bit before you get to bed, it makes it a little bit more
I've been so
comfortable.
tired on like a winter trip and got in there and it's a rock.
Yes.
But yeah, I've always learned to lay on top of those and put a blanket on because the heat rises and it feels like radiant heat. But
Yeah.
that can get pretty toasty too. Do you have a 12-volt blanket and a 120 blanket or just the 12 volt?
12 volt.
Just a 12-volt.
And so it's like a warming pad.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Very cool.
I think it comes from like the automotive car industry.
Yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
car blanket.
Yeah,
basically.
yep. It's not full size.
No, it's enough to get over both of our spaces when we're not in bed, but it doesn't cover us both
I think
all
that's
night.
why I lay on it because
Yeah.
otherwise I just pull it and we fight over it. So
Well, and I think people don't realize that every time you have something that requires this connection and you plug it into a power station of some kind, you're losing efficiency.
two ways.
So,
Yep.
Yep. So with that, as much as possible, when you first got into this thing, we took everything that had a cord like this, tried to find a 12-volt option.
It wastes efficiency
Yeah.
converting, but it also has standby consumption, kind of like leaving your car idling. So just not having to keep that switch turned on will save you. You'll probably save more power than what that stores,
Yep.
just in that little tip.
Yep. So, and then we also have a fan in there that we run, just a battery-operated clamp fan. Same thing. As much as the things we can find that are battery, it doesn't rely on the trailer's battery, so we don't have to worry about that. We can be off-grid even longer. So,
And then part of my kitchen setup is the Cydio crate. So it's nice because you can put these little dividers in it, and they've got actual little slots in it so that you can make those dividers go across.
It looks like the length is really good for a 24 galley too.
Yeah, it fits perfectly. Yep. So that keeps most of our kitchen stuff right there, and it's not moving around while we're traveling.
So as we're doing this, one thing I noticed, almost all of the hiker folks are rocking out these 270 or Overland. This is a different color, but it looks the same. You want to tell me about your 270?
yeah, when we originally bought our first hiker, hiker trailer was selling the Darchie brand. Then, of course, supply chain issues, that kind of thing, they switched over to 23.0. But we fell in love because our first trailer came with a Darchie. We fell in love with the Darchie. The quality was top notch. The thing we liked the most was the tan skin. So it lets a lot of the light through. We didn't care for how it blocks. The 23-0s now switched. A lot of them have switched to black underneath. And it just gets so dark. It becomes like a dungeon. So we do have the wall kit. So we have a wall here, three walls that can zip on. If you know anything about our channel, we like to camp in the rain a lot. It just happens to happen.
Not purposely, but it finds us.
So we know the forecast is looking like rain. We'll end up putting on 2 walls, and then we can kind of enclose this area. It gives us an outdoor seating area, place to cook, play cards, but a lot of the natural light, especially during the day, can allow it to come in so we can see what we're doing. Otherwise, yeah, the middle of the day, you've got to turn lights on in order to see what you're doing underneath the awning during the day.
I noticed it right away, but what's kind of hard to articulate, maybe I can't even show it on camera, is if you know the 270,
Yeah.
you'd be hard pressed to say this isn't made like right next to it. It seems like even the reinforcements and every little
They all
component
look very similar.
looks suspiciously
It's almost
similar.
like it's the same factory, just different color material.
Yeah, and maybe this is the better colored material. So
Yeah, I don't
very
know.
impressed. I've actually never seen one of these in person, and it's lighter under here. It's a better product.
We like it. So we have a shower room, changing room over here. When we first got our trailer, we didn't have one. We were doing the shimmy in the trailer, changing, or going down to the shower room, taking a shower, and then changing at that point. Matt's like, Wendy, we really need a shower room. I'm the one that's a little bit more cost conscious, maybe we should call it. So I was like, no, we're fine. We can keep doing it the way we're doing it. He finally convinced me to get a shower changing room, and I would not go back now that we have this. So we use it to change in, because everyone, you see people at the gas station, does that thing pop up? Nope. Like, how do you change? Where's your bathroom? Well, this is it, all in one. So we have a Thunderbox that we use when we're off grid. We use a shower. We just got a flex tail shower system. We'll be having a video on that coming out shortly. So yeah, this is a for sure thing for us if we'd ever build another trailer.
So talking to you earlier, it was clear that the concept of shower room was a win for you, but the actuality of this product.
Yeah, so we started out with a 23-0, and if you know anything about these shower rooms, most of them, they all copy each other. They had a multiple strap system attached to bars and across. It was a lot stronger and sturdier, in my opinion. We don't care for this one. The reason is it's a little flimsy. There's just not a whole lot of support there. They're only supported on the 4 corners now. It's got kind of a pole system that kind of bends and flexes. There's a rod running through the top here. And the material is like a blackout. And the blackout material tends to stick to itself. So as this thing gets folded up, the whole thing will stick to itself, and it becomes extremely tacky and sticky to the point where it pulls off some of the black.
This is such
So,
a high
don't care for
quality review, and so fair, because it's like, obviously, you're saying that you think Darchie or Darche, who knows what,
however
is
you
it
pronounce
French?
Yeah, I know.
They're making this amazing 270, but for this we have Julka, Kick-Ass, 23-0.
Yep.
There's a lot of folks making a really good shower room.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So I would not recommend this one. It also has the roof system, and we've got footage from Canada where the roof would just collapse.
You guys made
It's
a fish
not
tank
bowed.
out of it.
Yeah. Yep. It just kind of, all the water collects on the top. It doesn't have a good suspension system to keep it high. And a lot of owners are modifying them now and putting like a couple of poles crisscrossing, allowing that fabric to shed that water. And this does not have that. So we don't even use the roof system anymore.
But instead of the roof system that comes with this, we went and got ourselves a Kamiq this year. So this is our second one.
I saw the video on the first one. So
So the first one broke on us like the first night that we were playing around with it. And so we had to return it back to Kamiq. They had a great warranty system, worked with us, and got us a new one. So far, this one has been working very well the way we were expecting it to work.
You want to demonstrate it and put it in? So it basically has a ratcheting system on the end. She just unlocked the actual awning itself.
I'll link your video on this as well,
Sure.
but maybe you'll have a follow-up one that doesn't fail.
Yeah. So we can go in really quick and easy. And then she can pull it out. And the nice thing that we like is we were looking for something to just cover that changing shower room, bathroom area. So we can pull it out and lock it right there.
I like the half lock, but
Yep.
you are talking about a product that is being sold as freestanding.
Yes.
You can buy accessory poles, but they are telling you it does not need accessory poles.
Correct.
And to me, it's got a little wonk to it. It's not
It
like
does.
it's trying to be strong. It's trying to be like agile.
It's meant to do that flexibility to it. So yeah, that's purposeful to have that flexibility to it so that you don't need the poles.
So we can tighten it up and take some of this looseness out. It's got a little ratcheting system. You give it a couple of ratchets, and that kind of tightens it up. And then it stays in a locked position. Then when you want to put it away, you just unlock it again and roll it back in. It kind of loosens that material up. But what we've noticed is debris. You'll get little brown spots underneath here. You got to make sure the top of it is extremely clean when you put it away.
It's kind of hard to do.
It's got kind of a tacky feeling on the top. So a lot of fine debris and grit likes to stick to it. Well, you got to think about that. All that debris is rolling up into itself. So that's another factor to think about. Clean it really good as much as you can before you put it away. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be, we've met some folks even camping with us that have some mobility issues. I mean, I think this is probably a 10 out of 10 for some folks. I'm not sure it's for me, and that's okay, right? There's something for everyone, but I do want to hear, I'll post a video of your first experience with it,
Yes.
but sometime next year, I want to see how it holds up. And if
Yeah, definitely.
what do they say, 25 mile an hour wind?
Yeah, they're saying 20, 25 mile an hour winds without the poles. They recommend when you start getting to that point that you consider either putting it away or doing their add-on kit. Of course, it's an add-on. Gotta add 2 more poles and a bunch of ropes to try to, make sure that this is a little more sturdy. I think you'll get a little flex like this where you can kind of hear that noise. But I think once you get the pole kit, put enough ropes on it, you could probably get it to not move around too much at around 20 miles an hour.
If it's at that point, it's so easy. I think we would just put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the draw of the product. 30-second setup. We pull into a place for a quick night. We need to quickly change, deploy the room in 30 seconds. Just pull it out past that to keep any rain or keep us protected. And it's easy to put away. That was the draw.
So I could hang out with these guys all day. I think they're making barbecue, and none of us want to miss that.
No, not
but
at all.
it was really an honor. I met a lot of hiker owners, and almost every one of them kind of let me know about the impression that you guys had made on their channel, or on them getting a trailer and what they did. So between the gatherings and just trying to freely give away what you guys learned, I appreciate what you're doing. If you're watching this video, you better subscribe. I'll put the button in there and support what these guys are doing. So thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
See you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
Hello, my name's Kevin, and this is my wife Leah. This is our hiker trailer. It's a 5x10 mid-range burgundy. We call it Hike Into the Underwoods. Yeah, this is our 5x10. We've got the new fridge box with a pull-out, slide-out fridge. Custom mods. Added some shelves.
This is really exciting. This is actually the first time I've had the new generation fridge box on the channel, but it is bigger. It's more watertight. I mean, it's a really good build. You've been happy with this as an accessory?
Yeah, very happy. And I think they offer two sides of slide outs. We went with the largest slide out, which allowed us to accommodate a large fridge. We did not have the fridge when we bought it, but we've added the fridge.
It's a massive fridge box. And can you open that? It's got a dual zone, fridge and freezer.
Yeah, dual zone, fridge, freezer.
And this is an ice code. Do you happen to know what model this
It's
is?
the VL75.
So 75. So this new fridge box holds a really, really large
got
fridge.
double hinge doors, so you can
That's-
open it from either side.
That's so nice.
Lift them off.
Straight off.
Oh, man.
One can be a freezer, one can be a refrigerator.
Take my money, ice code. Take my money.
So yeah, we added a custom shelf here so we could still have a little bit of storage above it. Added an emergency key.
So you didn't have to drill through?
No, into the weld joint. And I just put screws in, down.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you screwed down.
I screwed down, but actually the shelf's not fixed in. The shelf's movable,
Got it.
but it had to get raised up in order to be above, clear the fridge.
Pull it out and see.
Yeah, there's some storage that we can put the metal table on when we're going down the road, so our metal table can slide in above it.
So I have the metal Yakima table. I absolutely love it. It is my least favorite thing to pack. So I did the same shelf, and now I think I know. I hope it fits in my Generation 1 box, but that's a great idea.
Yeah. So, and then we got the Pro 6 awning with the lights.
So this 270 is the brand new one.
Correct.
From 23.0.
Yeah.
So some of the upgrades you show us, it's electric.
Yeah, it's got USB ports with lights in it. You got to power it through USB.
It seems like they added a couple things, like there's some more play here and how this goes in. So there's several upgrades on the new Pro Series from 23.0. You're happy?
Yes, very happy. This is the Renogy solar panel. First time out, just mounted it. Was able to mount it on with some U-bolts, similar to how the awnings are mounted, and just ran some power channel wires down the front with a groove.
And that tilt mechanism you got from Renogy?
Yeah.
You know, they make them, they're on Amazon. BougeRV makes one, a lot of off-brand. They're all the same, right? It's just aluminum, and it allows you to tip it. So it doesn't ride this way. This allows you to actually square up with the sun. So you can actually even tip it backwards if you were pointing to the north.
Right.
So this is your first time out, but what a good idea. You're definitely getting more juice out of that by pointing to the sun.
Yeah, and with Hiker, we put our battery in the toolbox, so that made it real easy to tie in the solar, and added a solar charge controller. Got the breaker, got a small inverter, got a shunt there, so that I can measure the battery percentage right back there.
Okay, so you're shunting the negative, so you actually get, you know, Bluetooth knowledge on your battery.
Correct.
State of charge. And
state of charge.
Nice Victron charge controller. Everything has a breaker, and you you did not go with the MC4 port that Hiker offers.
This was an aftermod, so.
Okay, so yeah, Hiker drills one in
Okay.
and does one here, but you just did your own little wire loom, and
Yeah.
pretty easy install.
Yeah.
And this is your first time out with it, but obviously you're going to be into doing some boondocking.
Possibly. We're still exploring. Yeah.
Options there.
Yeah, options available. So this is the Bushman 90 straight pull awning. We added it to cover the second door. It's mounted more towards the front.
Did you get an awning room for this?
We do not have the awning room.
Okay, option down the road.
Yeah, option down the road. We have the air conditioning. We're from Alabama, so we living in the South, we definitely need air conditioning to use this more times out of the year.
Now, for folks that are purchasing trailers and going through the countless options that Hiker's offering, I went with the AC prep, not the front ports, the actual wood and electrical prep. So if I wanted to add this, I could. I think that's a really wise decision. I wasn't quite ready to pull the trigger on that. How have you liked it?
We've loved it. We've used it every trip we've been out.
It gets cold really fast.
Is it noisy?
It is not noisy from the inside.
Wow.
Outside, you can hear the compressor run.
Yeah, I'm
pretty
not
well.
worried about that. I'm just running it when I'm sleeping. But
yeah, it cools down the trailer really, really quickly.
I know it was powerful. I was worried about it shuddering when it was turning off and waking me up while I'm sleeping.
No, we haven't had that issue at all.
Well, I'm going to be asking folks, and if I keep hearing that, then you're going to see one on my Hiker.
Yeah.
So definitely get the AC prep if you're on the
At a minimum,
fence.
get the AC prep. But we knew that we wanted it living down south in the heat in order to camp.
Perfect. We have a privacy tent. We're going to hear about this beautiful baby here in a second, but what's your system on your galley?
We just went with trying to organize our bins, storage boxes. So found some containers that fit. A lot of this is just temporary right now. We have a Julka toilet that fits in there and slides over. But yeah, we containerized everything, got a bunch of tools.
Found bins that fit perfectly.
Where
You
did we
start
get
to
those bins?
I think these ones were from Lowe's and this was from Walmart.
Amazon, Home Depot,
We measured.
Walmart. Just
it took
bring
a lot.
tape measure.
It
Yeah,
took a lot.
Tape measure. We tried everything.
We got the double rear lights.
Oh, nice. A little extra visibility.
Yeah, extra safety driving. So we had Hiker put those on. It was a custom ad, not too much extra.
So One of the things that I find that the hiker owners are doing is it's typical with teardrops to be, create a kitchen out of the galley. We're moving our kitchens outside and we store in our galley. So behind you, I see a Blackstone. I also see you have like an old school Coleman. Tell me about how you're cooking when you're out at a camp.
Sure. So we've been bringing the Blackstone for making bacon eggs. We've made hibachi. We made steak. Enjoying ourselves while camping. But we've got the old school Coleman in order to just make, a traditional burner that you would cook at home.
Yeah, and
we went with the smaller galley because we actually have bunk beds inside.
So the 17-inch was our only option.
So I'm hearing a couple things here. I'm hearing extra lights for safety and smaller galley for bunk bed. Sounds like you're a new family here. So tell us what it's like traveling with a newborn.
Yeah, so this is Matthew, our newborn son. So he's out on his first camping trip.
He's 3 months old.
Yeah, he's 3 months old, and it's been great. He started sleeping through the night about a month ago, and so last night went really well, and it was a great opportunity to come to Hiker Fest and enjoy ourselves.
I love it. So start them young, right?
Yeah.
A young outdoors person.
Flexibility though, with timing of him needing to eat and nap and
sleep through the night.
Yeah, he slept through the night last night.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, that is a really nice thing to hear, that 3 months and you're already getting out, and that it's not keeping you from getting out and enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have more amenities. Would you do this in a tent?
Probably not. This was our compromise. So my wife had tent camped for a long time, and we went tent camping three times. Both times it was 30 degrees outside. All the times it was 30 degrees out, and I froze.
He froze, I was toasty.
And so we bought a hiker because this was our compromise of, if we're gonna camp, I need something with hard sides.
Yeah, climate control and the ability to pack up and leave, especially with a newborn. If you had to leave, you could probably be packed up in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably a little stretch. But
after some practice, you'll be able to pack all of this up in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But also we wanted something that would be easy to tow, still feel like camping. When you get into a lot of the larger RVs and stuff, there's just a lot that goes with that. It feels like you're driving a bus or towing a bus.
So you're towing with a Tacoma and you've had no issues?
No issues,
The
yeah.
Same with me. I mean, it pulls nice, it slows down nice. You got electric brakes?
Yeah.
All right.
So electric brakes, and we've got the articulating hitch.
Nice and smooth travel. All right, so I'm really excited. I'd love to see the inside and hear about this bunk.
Yeah, come on in. Inside we have done some custom shelving. We added a large shelf at the bottom because we did not order it at the time. We would order it if we had at the time, but we weren't sure if we were going to sleep head this way or head that way. And with having the bunk and children, we didn't want to be getting up and banging our head on the shelf or having to sleep in. So we weren't sure at the time we ordered, but knowing that now, we put the a large shelf here at the bottom so we can still slip our feet all the way down here and reuse that room. But then we kind of put in a California style closet in order to recover some space. We did some custom. I changed out the switching for the lights and put dimmers in. And these are push button dimmers, so when you hold the button, I mounted a little LED to remind me that the light's on in here so that I don't just run the battery dead.
Yeah.
So having a little light.
So one thing I really love about what Hiker's doing is when they're building these trailers, they have to cut out for the galley and they have to cut out for the doors, and they're not scrapping that wood. So you were able to go back to Hiker and get some cutoffs.
Yeah, so we bought some scrap wood. We found out about that at the beginning. Put on some scrap wood at the beginning and were able to make shelves out of it. So
they sell it for a great price, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
you can't even buy it as cheap.
Yeah, if you're in the business of modding out your trailer, it might be worthwhile to come check that out. They have piles of those cutoffs there.
Mm-hmm. So I kicked on the AC if you want to capture any of that.
Well, we have the mics on,
Oh,
so
you can't.
and we're outside, so it'll be louder. But I'll get a shot of it running, and another shot of your bunk.
We put the cargo net in the front of it so that as Matthew gets older, he can sleep up there and not fall out.
Nice. Now, it's 5 feet wide, so when we were off camera before, you said you can fit in there.
I can fit. I'm 4'11".
I'm thinking my Labrador Retriever could sleep up there and not lay on me while we're camping out. So being new hiker trailer owners, what's one of the mods that you've done that's been your favorite?
So modifying the galley in the front, giving us a lot of extra storage so we can organize our clothes.
That California closet.
Yeah, keep things organized. And then also in the back here, we were able to create a 3D printed breaker cover. When any cargo bumps up against it, it doesn't trip the breaker. What we were running into is when we pulled into a campsite, I would turn on the AC and it would be dead because something rattled around in the back, and unfortunately the breaker was off.
So if you go with the air conditioning option for the rooftop on the hiker, they have to put a separate circuit in there with some overcurrent protection. But there's a big red button that if you touch it, it clicks it off. So I think a lot of hiker owners have mentioned that it gets turned off in transit. So you just printed up, you made your own STL and...
Yeah, I designed my own STL file from Tinkercad and took a couple trial runs. I think this is my 5th iteration print, but I only published one. Once it worked, I threw it out to the hiker community, so it's available in Thingiverse.
I'll reach out to you and I can throw a link in the description for people. And if you don't have a 3D printer, you can go to your public library and they make it for pennies.
Oh, great.
So most public libraries now have a 3D printer and they only charge you for the filament. So
awesome.
Yeah, a lot of cool ways to mod a trailer. So I had a blast hanging out with you guys and checking out your new rig. Congratulations on being new parents. And I thank you so much. We'll be hanging out this weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
See you
Look
guys
forward to
next
seeing you guys.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm from Auburn, Indiana, and this is my 5x8 mid-range. So this is the Gramper. My granddaughter tried saying Grandpa's camper and said Gramper one day, so I went and got the stickers made up. Basic vents with the bug screens that come from Matt and Wendy's son. I did paint them black, trying to get away from the see-through, which I also use for my air conditioner and my diesel heater.
Nice. So you connect the diesel heater in there and set it on the tongue box?
I set it generally right here so it's not in the rain.
Oh, perfect.
And I just pipe it in there and then leave that one open to vent back out.
And which air conditioner do you use?
I've got the Zero Breeze now,
Okay.
which doesn't need the adapters, and the tubes fit pretty much right into here.
Perfect.
And it will heat.
Yeah.
If you reverse the other one, it will heat. Not great, but it'll
Nice.
heat.
Yeah, it stops working when it gets real cold.
Right.
But but you got the diesel heater for backup. Nice.
Yep, and the solar panel.
Now you have the normal size tongue box instead of these big ones. Is it a catch-all?
It pretty much catches all. Yeah, I've got containers and just where I throw everything.
Yeah, the 2 little Rotopack setups. Is one for your fuel?
Yeah, I have the fuel over on that side because that's the side I always fuel the Jeep. I got water here, and then I have one that goes on my spare tire on my Jeep. Sometimes I'll put gas there and diesel there if I got the diesel heater. 230 awning. I did add these strip lights my buddy Rob hooked me up with. They work really well, other than the cable going. He put outlets for his plug-in the top. I haven't done that.
And they just power off a USB and there's a switch?
Yeah, I've got it in the back. Inside's pretty basic. Pretty messy, but I live in it, so.
Is this your full-time rig?
It is when I'm on the road, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. It's half-time rig.
Yep, half-time rig.
So you found some good storage. Now, the 5x8s, a lot of us have the 9-foot or 10-foot, but looking inside, it's pretty spacious interior.
Yeah, I have plenty of room.
Yeah,
I really do, for just me.
Yeah, and you could tuck your feet underneath. And
This had the rear shelf on it also. I took it off and put it on the bottom to keep the the mattress from sliding, and I still have about this much room so I can reach in if I need to turn on a anything, flip switches.
Yeah, and now I had a one-door teardrop for years. I still have it, and I never minded it because I can lean up against the wall over there. It feels kind of spacious. I'm seeing almost everyone nowadays has the two-door. Have you had any issues with single door?
Just making the bed. Well, you climb on top on the mattress or, you know, on the comforter, and you can't pull it because your knees are on it.
Yeah.
But the spare tire's over there, so I wanted it somewhere other than on top or on the bottom at 66 years old.
Now, I'm loving the accessories. This is the part of these videos that end up costing me money.
Good.
Because
you cost me a lot.
Yeah, I know. I hear it. It's a two-way street. So tell me, this 23-0 slides into the Keter rail?
Yeah, you can slide it wherever you want. And then I've got the shoe bag, too, that I put in here.
Oh, for a tiny
put your
camper,
shoes in.
shoe bag is pretty
Yeah, well,
nice.
Jake had it on his 230 tent, and then it came with two of them, and I ended up with one of them.
I love it. Well, I will put the links in the video description, and we'll all spend money together.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is nice, too. I don't have all this stuff in there right now. Rob's not here, but...
Yeah, so the Yakima table, it's pricey. I ended up getting one. I also have this one as
Right.
well. But you can fully accessorize these through the ports.
Right, and then it's got a big pockets in the back for putting stuff in there.
Nice. Now
I'm just not a big cook. Rob's my cook this week.
Yeah, there you go. That's my favorite. My favorite mod is hanging out next to someone who cooks.
Absolutely. This
No.
is cool, spice rack.
A little spice rack from
Yeah,
Kelty has a good place to hang.
I had them in the big brown containers down there, and it just took up so much room, dead space.
Now, we were
So I
talking
went this
off
way.
camera, but what was your thoughts on this Joy Tutta's fridge?
I'm impressed. I've had this since 2019, and it's never let me down. I had Dometic CFF FX35. It took a crap shortly, wouldn't charge on 12 volt. So they sent me another one, and the wire kit, the heavy duty wire kit I put in the Jeep, and it worked fine. And then it finally just got to the point where it was eating up 200 amp hour of battery in about 6 hours. I don't know what happened to it,
Yeah.
but it went nuts.
So
I do have a big ice code, but this is
don't
tried
think-
and true for the money.
I don't think they make this one anymore. I think it's discontinued, but they were all like white label. It's
Right,
basically
yeah.
looks like the same compressor as the BougeRV 23, and the rest of it's just a cooler, right? I mean, it's
Right,
the
oh, yeah.
compressor that makes the fridge.
But it works like champ, never let me down.
That's nice. And you run it off a power station, or you
I
have
just
the
that's
option
just a
to.
spare. It's plugged into the.
And this is one of your
Trailer.
waterproof Bluetooth speaker boxes.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah, you do. All right, so I'll look that up too. It's dangerous watching these videos.
Yeah, I got a lot of power stations. I just brought that one along, just in case.
What do you think about this this Dometic water system?
I love it. I got 2 bottles, plus that spare water bottle up there. She's 2 tap, turn it on, 1 tap, shut it off.
Is it easy to clean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep seeing those on the road, and they look like just an amazing option to have next to your camper for your drinking water with the little rechargeable fill.
Right.
But yeah, we'll have to look into that. I saw them there at a REI. They sell them online?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they send, everybody sells Dometic stuff now.
And is this a Devos or?
Yeah, it's the old one. Without the lenses, it's a small one that Matt and Wendy showed off the first time.
So it goes up. So with the tripod, you can
Oh
get
yeah,
some
it'll go up
elevation.
though. I can just barely touch the
Does
buttons.
it have white light and amber?
Just white.
Oh, just white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
so
2 bulbs on or 4 bulbs on, and then I got the extra battery, and that thing lasts for a week or so with this battery constantly charging this as it uses power.
They make really good stuff. So I love the storage. It seems like everything that you're doing is orderly. You got waterproof boxes. All
Right.
this stuff go into the galley?
Yeah. Time to oil the hinges. Yeah, the brown boxes all go up here. This goes in the Jeep.
So you have an ice maker.
I do. You got to have ice if you drink bourbon.
Yeah, all right. We got
I usually have a crowd.
We have our battery system back here, our waterproof boxes. These are just REI, Harbor Freight.
Actually, cigars come in them, believe it or not.
Oh, nice. So they come free.
Yes, they do. And then I got a ham radio down here in the back corner,
Nice.
so
Ham.
I can put my antenna up.
I see you have a cell booster on the
Yeah,
side
it's
as
right
well.
here. It's also Velcroed so I can pull it out and put it in a Jeep if I need to. And then I keep my cups in this bread box, and I added this, obviously.
Did you build this?
No, I bought it on Amazon like everybody buys everything off Amazon.
So that's a really cool accessory.
And I put, you know, lighting underneath all the shelves.
So a little LED strip running underneath?
Yep, so the old man can see.
Nice. Is this what we're cooking with?
It is. Yeah, it's a pneumatic. I forgot I upgraded.
But you said you're kind of like me. We'll eat out or we'll make easy
Well,
stuff,
you
not
know,
doing much chefing.
I'm just not a cook. The jet broil comes out and a couple hot dogs goes in there. But when I got Rob coming, he's cooking steak and he's got a broiler and he's making cornbread, and why should I even fool with it? I can't even compete with that. That's not me.
Nice. You supply the bourbon.
I do.
There you go.
I do.
It's a fair trade.
Yeah.
So if you were to get a hiker all over again, first of all, would you?
Yes, I would. But no, I wouldn't.
All right.
I know I'm confusing you there, but I am 66 and I am ready to step into something I can stand up in. That's my only complaint. Is I have to, you know, get out to do that, or it's a pain.
I don't know when this video will be released, but have you happened to see what they have parked up?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I've been
hikers
to the
showed
shop quite a bit and saw it in its progression.
A hiker showed up with a stand-up version of their trailers. But as far as how this is held up,
I've had no problem. Other than the screws are rusting.
Yeah.
A lot of people complain about that. They've changed. They've got better.
They've changed
obviously.
to a better stainless steel, and I had to even take a few out of mine.
Right, and now they're making these longer because they shrink.
Yep. So these pieces here are called RV trim insert,
right?
And it only takes a second to put in.
Yeah.
They only cost a couple bucks. But what we're talking about is you'll see on a new hiker, they leave long extra tails.
They hang out so once they shrink.
So you let them shrink and then you trim them off. But where is home for you, you said?
Auburn, Indiana, North Fort Wayne.
So you're getting some heat.
Oh yeah.
Some sun and heat in the summer, and then that can wreak havoc on any trailer. Do you store yours undercover inside?
It's in the garage. That's the reason I haven't went with the stand-up, because I can't get it in the garage. I'm gonna have to store it somewhere. This is paid for.
Yeah.
It served me well, but at some point, I'd like to
get a
little bigger.
Now, if you went with a stand-up camper, would you go bathroom inside or keep it simple?
Bathroom inside would be nice.
Yeah.
I can live without it. I've got a electric porta-toilet in the Jeep that I was going to bring, but the outhouses are right there, and I thought, well, I'm right on the road. This is not a good place for me to be setting that up, because I do have a shower enclosure and then a full-length awning on the other side.
Hey, so if you were in the market for another hiker today, hypothetically, or you were helping someone out, what's one thing that you think everyone should go with?
Solar for me. I mean, that's just big battery and solar.
The ability,
because I am not a campground person.
Yep.
I want to get away from everybody because I deal with people all the time. I am happy just even in a field of grass by an edge of trees, but you got to have solar for your fridge and all that.
So big battery and solar, and I agree with you. There's a different level of freedom when you get to a quiet campground. You don't have to be stacked on top of people, but you can also save a lot of money.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're going a lot, you could save $15, $20 a day.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Just going with the dispersed.
Some of these places are $50 on up.
Yeah, if you need water, sewer.
And I was smart enough to bring my adapter for the power, because I had no idea there was only 30 amp and 50 amp power here.
So do you have an inverter in your trailer?
I do, thanks to you.
Oh.
No, it originally had one. I didn't like it. It was too low. It wouldn't run my ice maker.
That's a BougeRV.
So
what
I
size?
put the BougeRV in after watching your video.
It's a 1,000 or a 2?
2.
2,000.
And it run. This pulls about 998 on startup.
Wow.
The 1,000 wouldn't hold it. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't run it.
So
and it was a Renogy.
Anytime we're talking about appliances that make cold, there's an inrush current.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about. The numbers spike really high, but then they settle down.
Right. It maybe only run 20 watts after it spikes,
so
but it's almost
easy on
1,000.
batteries, but it's hard on inverters.
Right.
So you got to have a good oversized piece of gear. Have you been happy with that?
Absolutely.
All right.
It runs that thing nonstop without any problems.
So we're out here at Hiker Fest. I really appreciate you taking us on a tour. And appreciate everyone for watching, and we're going to keep checking out all these highly modified hikers. So,
see ya.
Hi, I'm Mary from Michigan, and we love our hiker trailer. It's a 5x10 Highway Deluxe. We opted for an air conditioner and for 2 screen doors and 2 doors on this particular model.
So you got door on the passenger, door on the driver's side, and you got screen doors on both?
Yes.
You want to show us?
Sure. Okay, here's one of the screen doors. Please don't look inside.
On this channel, we like authentic. If it looks clean, we think you're a salesman.
This is clean, but the inside is...
We've seen a lot of
still
inside,
needs-
so you could show us from the
Still
outside.
needs some work.
So you like the 2 screen doors for some cross breeze?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Keeps the bugs out?
Absolutely.
And is this a tongue box that came, or you
No,
bought that?
we bought this tongue box from, let me think, I think it was, no, I can't remember.
Tractor Supply, Menards, Home Depot?
I think it was Menards, Mary.
No, I don't think so. It was it?
Beauty editing? We'll look it up. It's a Contico. All right, so tell me, it seems like you have 2 hitches on yours.
We added this here. We got that from a Tractor Supply, and then we just bought a new tire for it. But that helps you maneuver it around the garage.
Okay, so you have your straight jack, but instead of the arc jack, you went with just a little aftermarket fold-up so you can move around the garage.
Right.
And that works well.
You just pull this lever and this falls down.
Nice.
These are great. These are vent, and you don't have moisture inside your camper when you turn your max fan on, and you always have air circulation.
So hiker owners are pretty familiar with this, but for folks who don't own a hiker, Valterra is actually a sewer port from bigger campers, and hiker uses them for fresh air intake. And you went and bought the 90 so no rain gets in there, right?
That's right.
And you can also get an air conditioner. If you did not have the roof prepped for an air conditioner, you can't have an air conditioner installed. It's got to be prepped for it. And then if you have an air conditioning unit you want to put on here, use these 2 vents for the input of the air conditioner.
Exactly, that's what I do on mine. Right. Now, where did you get that cap, that bayonet cap?
I think it was like $2.50. Matter of fact, we lost the cap, and he gave us another one for free.
Very good.
Very nice guy. One thing most people need to know, when you come to a campsite like this, you gotta look for where the outlet is. Is it 30 amp, 20 amp, or is
even
this regular
50
plug?
amp, yeah.
The one we got here is a good thing I had an adapter, because a lot of people here had to go to Target or Walmart and get the adapter because they couldn't use electricity here. So make sure you get the right adapter that works at the campground. This is the 3rd place we've been where they had the wrong connector there, and we had to use an adapter.
So yeah, hiker trailers come with a 15 amp adapter, so a 15 amp input. So if you're going to places, you want to have a 30 to 15 or a 50 to 15, so you could plug in anywhere.
Right. We have an Energy Apex, a lithium-ion battery. Then we also have a Jackery. Now what we found out also, you got to make sure you have the right connections to feed that in to the hiker so you can charge up the battery. And it's very important to know what kind of connections you have.
Okay, this is my kitchen. Okay, I use these 2 tubs. This one is for the dirty water while I'm washing my dishes. And what you want to do, you want to buy something like this. You spray your dishes with this Dawn Power Wash, and then you wipe it off real carefully, and then you put your dishes into water and basically just dry it off.
I love how you have your outside kitchen. Do you remember where you got this whole table set up from?
Amazon.
So this was an Amazon find. We'll find a link for that. But yeah, I even use a spray bottle of water to rinse the dishes off.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything we can do to conserve our water.
Tell them about the hand pump.
Yeah, this is a hand pump that I got off of Amazon as well. And I use this when I want to wash my hands, if I need more water for putting in my kettle.
So it's nice rechargeable pump for the jug that you bring. Do you have any onboard water on the trailer, or it's all separate?
No,
It's all separate.
That's a nice way to go. I like these. Everything, this is a nice convenient way. Are those just suction cups?
Yes.
Yep. These awnings here are only $78 each, and they work well, but you can't have them up in high wind.
We'll
You
have
must,
to
You probably have to take them down over 20 miles an hour in wind.
So these are from Menards?
Yep.
Nice.
78. I got 4 of them.
You want to tell me about your fairy light?
Okay, well, I bought that off of Amazon. And all you do is turn it on, and it has colored lights or just plain yellow lights. And you can just string it all around.
And that
at
string
night,
goes the whole way.
Yes.
And this powers it like a nice little fiber
Yes.
optic.
yes,
Nice. And you like it?
yeah,
And
it's
it
fine.
plugs in to recharge?
Yes,
All right, well, Jeff Bezos is getting rich on our campsite.
yes, he is. This is my kitchen. And these little things are from Costco, from the biscottis. They're soft, so they're not going to scratch the wood. And if I want to put them down, I can put them down like this and reach in and get whatever I need.
So I love this. So instead of buying something you found, well, you might end up having to eat a lot of biscottis if you want this modification, but they fit in perfect and you can use them both ways, like
Yes.
you said. Very nice. So something I see different about your camper is that you went with a microwave. Tell me about why you like that.
Convenience.
Heat up coffee.
Well, instant oatmeal. What I do is I make my food at home and then I freeze it like spaghetti and I put it in mason jars, and then all I have to do, put it in my freezer, refrigerator that I bring with me, and then when it's time for lunch or it's time for supper, all I have to do is defrost it and there's my food.
Now you don't even need utility power. You also run this microwave from your Jackery, right?
That's right.
Now, when we were talking off camera, you said in addition to this microwave, you have another electrical cooking device.
Yes. I have a 3-quart Instapot that I can use also with my Jackery.
So you have the electric to do it, and you're not, you don't need a gas oven or anything back here. Now the Instapot, what do you make with that?
I can make anything I want with it, you know. I use it all the time. I haven't used it here camping, but I bring it with me just in case we run out of food and I need it.
So you can cook like you're at home, just even though you're camping, you have the comforts of your home kitchen. I'm loving it.
We've had a Coleman, and we have a Gladiator, which is a large, very, very fast, very hot, but it's so big and bulky. Where this Iwatani butane is so easy and it's very, very fast. I can put water in this and in about 2-3 minutes it's boiling.
Nice, and you can also simmer and get to lower
Sure.
controls. Now, tell me about how you fill the butane.
Oh, it's so easy.
So, just a simple canister. It looks like a spray paint can, and that lasts probably a long time.
Yeah, it depends, you know, how much you use it. It's very easy to insert.
Magnetic.
It's magnetic, goes in like this, and you're all set.
I like it. Probably really easy to store in the galley as well.
It is.
So, how long have you had your trailer?
Since July,
Oh,
the
you're
middle
newbies.
of July.
You're newbies. And where have you been?
Well, we went up north to in Michigan in a campground, and they had no electricity there either. So we got through 3 days without any electricity, as far as just living off the lithium-ion batteries,
That's
which
just
worked well. And
Yeah.
we also do have a gas generator, but we don't like the noise of it.
You probably haven't needed it with this
Yeah.
setup
Yeah.
too.
But,
Right.
Now,
okay.
did you install this yourself?
Yes.
It's well, it just screws on, but it can be moved from the back of the car there to the back of the car. So when I'm backing up the truck to the ball of the hiker, I can see the two coming together with this camera. Then
Nice.
we're going down the road. When I go to pass someone, I can see I clear the guy behind me. It's going slow, and time to move over.
So that's wireless and
Yes.
has a nice receiver.
Yeah, very nice.
What is one thing about the hiker that just sold you on it, that you just absolutely loved?
Well, it's very secure. We're a little leery of bear, and plus bugs. We stayed in tents many times, and the spiders and bugs and creepy crawlers coming in. And
So nice tight doors and a hard shell.
right,
Yes.
exactly. And then we feel it's safe.
Yeah.
And we got an air conditioner for the summer and heat for the winter.
So you got it in July. Have you had a chance to use that air conditioner?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Tell me about how that worked.
Well, one thing, it's totally remote control, it's a real learning experience. And the Max fan is nothing but push button. And that's a learning experience. So keep the manuals or go on YouTube and find out how to operate the darn things.
Yeah, but it can turn this thing into a refrigerator.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it sure can.
If somebody was looking into a hiker trailer and they were, deciding back and forth, you recommend them?
Yes, and get the biggest inside you can, 10 foot.
Yeah, make sure you get two doors, possibly with the screen doors. Make sure you get the air conditioner, and make sure you get the 5x10. The largest you can buy.
I watched videos before I bought mine, and that was the #1 recommendation, and I heeded that advice. Just get the 5x10. I know it's a little bit more money, but you never regret a little bit of space.
If you're going down south, make sure you get prepped for an air conditioner. It's got to be prepped for it.
Yep.
Otherwise, they can't add it until it needs extra strengthening.
Yep, they put a wire up there as well.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Yep, so, very cool. Well, it was so nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
And I hope you guys liked the tour. And we're gonna hang out this weekend at Hiker Fest. But thank you everyone for watching.
Okay, well, thank you.
Hi, I'm Roger Robinson, and I'm from Southern California, and we're out here with my wife Tara for the Hiker Fest. We have a 5x10 mid-range hiker, and we pulled it all the way from Southern California with our brand new Honda Passport. Well, the nice thing about our trailer is when we bought it, we got it pretty much bare bones so that we could kind of make it our own. I wanted to mess with it a little bit, and I have a kind of a DIY mentality, so I wanted to make sure that I made the right choices. Some of them weren't right, but they were cheaper that way than having somebody do it for me. So the biggest thing we did, the very first thing, was to get the electricity correct so we could actually go boondocking in Southern California. We did that by first using a Goal Zero for the powering the trailer in the back, and then we started adding lithium batteries and solar as we needed them to continue. I think the Goal Zero was the best choice for us to start out with because it had an inverter. We could use 110 out of it. We can charge it from a plug-in. It wasn't anything that was difficult to get ready to go for when we were going to go camping. So we did find that it went pretty fast when we plugged in heater blankets and those types of things when it was cold. So I started upgrading and adding lithium batteries to the front of it, and that was kind of the plan anyway with the fridge box that we got. So we have a fridge on one side, and then we have my battery bank on the other side, and we've kind of added as we needed it, upgraded things, added a panel to the top of the camper, and it was cheaper that way than kind of making that first choice by somebody else putting it on and then deciding you were wrong at the start when you spec'd it.
So you built out a wooden battery box, very custom, and you have 300 amp hours of LiPo?
We have 300 batteries. We had two, and when we went camping the second time, we were in trees, and those two batteries and the Goal Zero went pretty quickly. So we added a third one, and then since then we've also upgraded, so we've added a portable panel, solar panel to supplement that extra
Nice. So
charging.
I can see the DIY work. You mounted your solar panel up front, did some nice wire management, 300 amp hours. Now, what were you doing camping to go through 200 amp hours and a 1500 watt hour power station? You're using electric appliances?
We have
like cooking.
We have a coffee maker. We can't go camping without our Keurig, so we have that pulls the power out of the Goal Zero. We only have 100 or 1,000 Goal Zero.
Okay, like a Core 1000.
Yeah, the Core 1000. So it pulls pretty quickly, especially if you make two cups of coffee and you think about a third, then you're running kind of tight.
I have to show you, we're neighbors, and I have to show you, I found a new model of the Keurig that just uses a fraction of the power.
Okay, and it has a little water on the water storage on the back?
It has the water storage on the back, and it doesn't heat your next cup, so it just draws in and heats what it's going to use. And that made a big difference.
Okay.
Because I also cheat with some electric coffee
Right.
at camp. So besides electric coffee, what type of things do you use?
We just added a ice maker.
Okay.
It's one of those little bar top ice makers, which it saves us from stuffing our limited space in our freezer with ice to make drinks in or have, keep the wine chilled. So we bought that and we've used it a couple times, but that doesn't draw a lot of power.
Yeah, but overall, relatively speaking to what folks do camping, you're like me, you're a heavy electric user. You have some demands.
Yeah.
And it's fun to tinker, and it's fun to be able to boondock and have ice.
Right. And it's amazing when you have that type of thing in there, then you start to add things to it. You know, because now you have the flexibility. So like we added Starlink and we use that now, and that draws a little bit of power as well. We run the refrigerator a little bit colder so that we can keep ice and that type of thing going.
So besides the power station in the back, this is kind of the heart and soul of what you have, right?
Uh-huh.
And it looks like you added disconnects to your solar. You have a breaker disconnect switch.
Right. Well, I have one for the panel on top, and then I have one for the panel when we bring our portable panel in.
Added some additional bus bars and fuse blocking, right?
Yes, and what I did upgrade so that I could go to 24 volt to feed the...
What I'm seeing, you have a buck boost. You're going from 12 to 24, and that's to feed the Goal Zero through the charge controller.
Right.
Okay, so we're beyond our 101 lessons here, but we'll get into that on the channel. You know, basically by boosting that up, even with the added inefficiency, it's much faster charging, and you can draw from your battery reserve to boost up the Goal Zero.
And you can also run a smaller gauge wire.
Sure.
You're not running those big gauge wires for the 12 volt to feed, so you don't lose that inefficiency by having that. You can go a little bit higher voltage, lower amperage, and
save some money on copper.
Right. I was running just a 12 volt off of the Renogy charge controller. I would use, there's a separate little thing where you can turn it on and it turns on lights or something like that when it's not charging.
The load terminal.
Load terminal.
Yep.
I was using that and I was getting a feedback to the Goal Zero, but it was really not doing a lot. I was just plugging in, and so then I went to the transformer to take it to 24 volt, ran wire, and it's amazing how much faster the Goal Zero will charge. I can stay, while we're driving, it stays fully charged, batteries are fully charged, and we're ready to go.
That's really neat. We'll get into that on the channel, but yeah, manipulating voltage for wire gauge and speed, instead of using the car charger, you're essentially tricking it into thinking it's getting solar.
Right, yeah.
So coming around, I see that you have a kick-ass shower room.
Uh-huh.
Is that something you use a lot?
Especially when we're boondocking. We'll pull it out and use it for a bathroom. We're using a shower and a dressing room. The nice thing about it was that it was kind of it's just small enough where it fits just in front of the fender. So we're able to put our BougeRV water heater on the fender.
That was going to be my question. You don't have the Pelican style box unit, so you run the BougeRV system.
Yeah, and I wanted to keep things a little more flexible as far as what we're taking and with us, and when we, you know, rather than carrying the shower around all the time, you know, I felt more like if we needed it on our trip, we're going to take the shower. Just like I have a separate heater. I have a diesel heater that's sitting at home because we didn't need the heater for this beautiful weather. Yeah. And we're going to start experimenting with the new BougeRV air conditioning unit that they just were on sale with. So we're going to try that on our trip back through Texas and back to California on this trip. So we'll see if that works.
Nice. I'm a big fan of the modular setups, and I see that, you know, even with like a gazelle room, we have a nice screened in room here, but you can put it wherever the campsite allows, and it's a little bit more modular than the attached room.
Right. And it's nice because like if we're pulling in for just the night and we don't want to put out the awning and all of that, we can throw the gazelle up. And then sometimes we don't even take the gazelle with us. So.
Well, if you want to walk around with me, one thing that definitely stands out about your campsite though is this full 270 screened in. You have you have some square footage on this house.
Well, the nice thing about it is both my wife and I want to do things ourselves, and she's the sewer. So what we had some screened in sheets from a patio cover that we had at home that we weren't using, and so we just said, well, we can use that for our little room. So we got the zipper material that 230 uses, sewed it on the top, and made the walls so we could open it. The other thing we didn't like about
all homemade.
Yeah, the other thing we didn't like about the 230 rooms is now they're just solid, and you get in here and it is just real hot, where we can open up the panels and get as much much sun, as little sun as we want while using it. One thing that we saw on the new 23.0 awnings where they have built-in lights in all the crossbars. And I said, well, okay, I don't want to buy a new 23.0 cover, so I just went ahead and added little LED lights to it, wired it up. We plug it in through another small power station.
So you bring everything together here. This is a waterproof box.
And then we have
you run to a small power
and we can
station.
and just by pushing the button, we can turn it off and turn it on. And
does this stay on during your ride, or is this something that comes on?
This comes off. It just bayonets off.
Very nice, with a little packable.
We've just gotten, we got a guy in Southern California called Matt Kilgore, and he's got an off-road version of this one, and he starts using these bayonet connectors to make it really easy to take things off and on. So we have this one for that. We have the paper towel rack. Comes off and stores.
Yeah, so this is
you
the
can use
Milwaukee pack-out style.
And it locks. So we don't drive with this. We just put it in the back, and when we get done, we get to where we want. We put it back on.
I like it. I'll find a link for folks because I know they'll be into that. But I see you've been doing some woodworking. I like your magnetic table, and you did some mods back here. You want to tell us about what you did with your galley?
Yeah, one of the things when we got the unit was we didn't have any drawers in here. We didn't get the drawer that came with the unit because I thought I could do something better than that. The Goal Zero was in one side. We still have the one side where we store our stove when we're traveling and all the other things that are there. But then I built a set of drawers. So we have a big drawer for all of our utensils and then pots and pans. So, and they're pull-out drawers, and they actually lock in place when we're driving, so they aren't banging on stuff.
Yeah, nice soft close. Now, if you have to get your Goal Zero out, how easy is it to slide?
This slides over.
Okay.
So I can pull everything out. That slides over. My Goal Zero comes out.
Okay. So is this pinned in by a lower piece of wood?
Yeah, it's just got 2 screws in it. One here, one here.
Perfect.
So we can actually, it's flexible, and I've had it up in or out a couple of times because of I wanted to run wires behind. And when I brought my solar in, this was the first attempt at it, so it's running right now to feed the Goal Zero. So I can actually plug my panel, my portable panel, right into my Goal Zero and use it for 200 watt panel.
Nice. So between your electrical tinkering and some woodwork, did you build all these like open style boxes?
Actually, this was something that was on the hiker group, and they're potato bins that you can get from like Walmart or Target. And so that was one of the first things we bought for storage. And they work really well. They can kind of mix them in there as you want and to fill the sides in.
That's great.
And the potato bins also fit in on the racking in the front of the hiker. We found some wicker baskets that fit down below at the feet. We were kind of struggling with that. We were putting our tote bags in there for a while. And
that's what I've been doing right now. So that's a good idea. These 10-foot boxes have that great space, but I like seeing how people are utilizing.
And the nice thing is we're also using the packing, the suitcase packing bags. They're different sizes, so you can organize your shirts and your pants and all that stuff, and you kind of throw it in there so you know where, so you're not digging through and throwing things out trying to find stuff. So
I was taking a peek at your door here. You put some miles on this hiker.
Right, we've been really active at traveling. One of the things when we bought the hiker was that we wanted to be able to go to Mount Rushmore. That was my wife's thing, that she wanted to see Mount Rushmore. So we bought the camper, worked on that. Last year we were able to go up to the Tetons, Yellowstone, Mount Rushmore, and we met it with a group in Denver at the end of that trip, so we kind of fell in love with that. One thing we found was that our old tow vehicle, our Nissan Frontier truck, was a little bit rough to drive in. So that's why we bought the Passport and for this trip, and it's been a really comfortable ride. So we did this trip, and we're going to probably put about another 5,000 miles on it this trip. And then we've done 3 trips in the Arizona, Utah, Colorado area that we love, and there's just a myriad of places to go there. So
Nice. Well, it was really nice to come out this weekend to Hiker Fest and meet all of you folks. Great meeting you. Thank you for giving us the tour.
Okay.
And appreciate everyone for watching.
All right.
Hi, my name is Liz. I'm from Metro Detroit, and this is my 2018 Hiker Highway Deluxe.
This is a really nice trailer, and I'm just loving how simple this is. So you have a 5x8 hiker. Have you owned it the whole time?
Yes.
So what's that, 7 years, 6 years?
Yes, it's been 7 years.
So as far as features, you pretty much have a bed on wheels.
Yeah, back in 2017-18, there weren't many options. So, yeah, it's basically a bed on wheels. I've got the front cubbies, the back standard shelves. I did get 2 doors with screens and windows, which I love. I swapped out my toolbox a year ago for a bigger one. The battery's in there. It had a little problem, and I haven't been able to use it for a year. So I took it to Hiker just before this, and they fixed it. And since I reported it, even though it's been over a year, they covered it under the warranty. They've been great. And this is a 23-0 270-degree awning, which again, I love because it's self-supporting when you're putting it up, so I can manage it better.
It really is nice, you know, whether it's rain or right now. I mean, this sun's pretty hot and it feels so much cooler just under here with you.
Yes, it does.
So we had a chance to chat a little bit last night, and I see the stickers on the camper, and I'm hearing stories. I don't want to make you blush, but you're a little bit of a celebrity. Everyone knows who you are. So you've been to how many of these hiker trailer festivals or campouts?
I've been to 5 of the hiker trailer camp out easts. So yeah, I started at the 3rd one. I was there a couple weeks ago, and then I came here. On the way here, I stopped a couple of places. I'd never been to Mammoth Cave before, so I stopped there. Sticker to be added later.
We can put that in editing.
Yeah, I've traveled a lot. It doesn't make sense for me to go for much less than 2 weeks, because for me, it's a lot of work getting things set up and all of that. I can carry stuff in the walker, but I walk a lot slower.
Well, you know, one thing that we were talking about last night that I found moving, because it was really the same thing that I experienced with my tiny camper, is it's this tool that kind of gets us outside and gets us doing things. And I never would have been to as many parks and places if I was still tent camping and lugging around. You know, I'd be getting Airbnbs and things like that. So you've done some incredible amount of travel with you have a Jeep Grand Cherokee?
Yes. When I bought the hiker, I had a Tiguan, a Volkswagen Tiguan, and that did great on flat land. And then I decided to go to Colorado. It's like, yeah, no, I need a new car. I don't want to burn the engine out. But yeah, no, I started out tent camping as a kid. Camped with the Girl Scouts and then my family, and I couldn't do it anymore. My knees just can't crawl into a tiny tent anymore. And I can't go up steps to a regular RV. So this has been perfect. This is the only way I can camp. It works really well.
That's amazing. And you know, I hear a lot of folks when I'm talking to them about the camper, and especially when folks go by themselves, sometimes they're intimidated by the towing and the coupling and the on-coupling. But these teardrops and square drops, they're very low maintenance and they drive easy. I go through cities with mine. I've gone through drive-throughs.
Gas stations, drive-throughs, bumpy camp roads and other dirt roads. And this is only a highway deluxe. This is not off-road. Yes, I've gone through cities, subdivisions, pretty much everything.
There's no gray tank. There's no black tank.
Which is exactly what I wanted. You know, I didn't want all of that to hassle with. Cleaning that stuff out is gross.
I love it. No, it is very simple. And I do see that you have the lock and roll coupler on the highway. So what made you the decision to go that direction?
I was very fortunate to be able to rent one before I bought. I don't think you can do that anymore. But and there was a lock and roll hitch on that, and it was easy to hook up. I like that I can see it in my backup camera. I can see my hitch on the car and I can see if it's lined up. It's harder to steal because very few people have them. And while I don't think it's going to happen, if the trailer tips one way and the car goes the other, especially if you're off-road, it swivels like that.
Yeah.
So if your trailer tips over, your car's not going to.
Yeah, the other thing that I really liked about it is I can visually see from above that it's 100% secure.
Yes.
With the 2-inch coupler, I've been doing it my whole life. I have a feel for it, but if you really want to double check, you kind of got to climb underneath it to see that that's coupled, and the lock and roll is really easy in that regard.
I would also say it's a little finicky to line up. If you're strong enough, you can lift the trailer right up onto it. And
yeah, and I kick mine around to get it to go in place. But, oh, that's good. So out of all of your travels, I've gone up and down the East Coast a bunch, and I see that we've been to some similar places. What's one place that you just think that everyone should see in their lifetime?
You know, I've been to some amazing places. Newfoundland was gorgeous. I love Nova Scotia. Cape Breton is definitely, if you can get there, go. If you're into history, drive up the Natchez Trace from Mississippi up to Tennessee, up to Nashville, Tennessee. That is fascinating. History from prehistoric times, you know, through the Native Americans, the Civil War, the pioneers, and then how the National Park Service took it over. I don't know, I've stayed in cities and I've stayed out in the woods, and it's all interesting.
Well, I actually do think that's just the best answer that you can give, because sometimes it's helpful whenever someone asks this and I'm seeing a video or something, I take out a pen and paper, like, you know, take the advice. But really, it's kind of the journey, and sometimes I have the most fun in the places that you'd least expect, and we just have so many more options, especially with this guy. I mean, you could about pull this around with your lawnmower. I mean, this is a nice, simple.
Yeah, it fits in my garage. You know, I talk to people at these events, and they apologize for only going to their local state parks, and I think that's amazing. I should go visit, you know. I was living in New York for a while, and I regret not going to see a lot of things there. I only got to the Adirondacks for a little bit once, and I regret that. You know, northern Michigan is beautiful, and the Upper Peninsula, and so do things in your backyard. Don't feel like you have to go on a huge grand adventure. If you've got 2 people and you're pretty mobile, these things are easy for a weekend. You pack it once every season and you just go. That doesn't work for me, but that works for a whole lot of people.
Yeah. What do you do for water?
Campgrounds have water.
Okay, so you're mostly campground?
I always stay in organized campgrounds.
Okay.
It's just safer for me. I feel safer if there are people around. If something happens and I scream, somebody will hear me.
We're neighbors, so you can see me in the background. You just scream, I'll be right over. How about these hiker festivals? Have you done anything besides the HTCs, or have you done any tear jerkers or anything like that?
I haven't. There's a thing called Tear Up, and they also have Tear Down in the Adirondacks in New York, Fish Creek Pond State Park.
That's right next to me. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, they have something in early June and in October, and I think they have something in April too. But it's a group of people. The guy who runs it used to work for the state park system in New York, and I have wanted to go to that for a long time, and it hasn't happened for a lot of reasons. But if I ever head east again, that's
well, I'll give you a few for your checklist. If you're coming back to New York, Ithaca, Watkins Glen, and Letchworth.
I've been to Letchworth. I've never stayed there. I lived close enough that it was a day trip.
Not a bad place.
No,
We
and
like to keep it a secret, but here we are.
It's not really a secret. No. I enjoyed it because I don't do a lot of hiking, so I could go a little bit off, but there's a road through it that you can see a lot.
Yep.
And you can drive really close to the falls, and
definitely
that's great.
The East Coast has great accessibility, like the Shenandoah Skyline Drive, Blue Ridge Parkway. You know, for folks that aren't getting out there and ramming the ridges and running around, there's incredible places to park any camper, really. But
oh yeah, and these things go anywhere. I found, well, Mammoth Cave was great for accessibility. They gave me a great accessible site. They do not have accessible showers.
Mammoth Cave, shame on you.
But they have an accessible cave walk that was really interesting. No stairs, so you can, you know, if you've got knee problems or hip problems or you're using some sort of wheels, it's great. But yeah, I find the public parks to be much more accessible than like KOAs and stuff.
Really? Okay, so the public over the private for accessibility.
For accessibility, yeah. Though, I gotta say, every KOA I've stayed at, the owners and staff have been amazing.
Is there anything that I'm not asking that you think would be an interesting thing that would help some folks out?
Just go out and do it. Don't feel scared. You know, if there are lots of places that you can rent campers, you know, if you're thinking about it, rent first before you sink any money into it. And even if it's not exactly the one that you want, do that. I had never pulled a trailer before this, so I rented a U-Haul, 5x8 U-Haul for a day. And I figured, well, if something happens, I'd rather wreck a U-Haul than a hiker.
Yeah, just get an insurance, you know. Did you go out to like a parking lot and practice some backing up?
I did. I didn't do enough of that. I can do a good 3-point turn, but I can't back into a campsite by myself.
Hey, well, there's a lot of us that are still working on it. It's a lifelong pursuit.
Yeah, and it's hard with just one person. I don't have anyone to spot me, so.
You don't have anyone to argue with while you're doing it, because that's what the rest of us do.
That's true. No one to hear my swearing. Well, I try and keep it quiet.
Our favorite bumper sticker is the one that says, "I'm sorry what I said to you when we were backing up."
Yes.
All right, well, it was so nice to meet you. You were a wonderful neighbor. And folks, if you haven't done it yet, sign up for one of these gatherings and see, within sight here, what do we see, 24 tiny campers?
Oh, at least. And to be honest, if you're thinking about a hiker, come to one of the campouts. You don't absolutely have to have one. We all love showing them off.
Well, it was really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.
My name's Eric. I'm here with my wife Danae. We're from the Kansas City area, and we're here with our mid-range XL 5x10. We went with the solar, so wasn't sure what we were going to do with the power station. We didn't buy one with them, but I wanted to have that option there for future. Went with the toolbox, big toolbox, because I knew we wanted the space, and I wasn't sure about the fridge at first, and now I'm kind of thinking maybe the fridge would have been a better idea to get right off the bat. But for now, I put a battery, had the battery come up front for the shore power to be up here, and then I bought a EcoFlow 3600 because I wanted to have that option, because I did buy the AC because we're in Kansas City, it's a lot of humidity and heat. So I can use this if we're just boondocking, and I can run for, I think, estimated the time around 8 hours.
Nice, so you can get a whole night's sleep off of the power station running that large rooftop AC. That's great.
Yeah. And then packed everything else in here, shoved in there. I've got a Jolka 3-room, shower, bathroom, and changing room area, so we can hook it up to our tankless water heater that we bought. And then I got the flooring for keeping the floors, keep our feet dry. I've got a table I bought an Amazon table for a few bucks. That was the early thing that I bought when we were waiting to get this built.
So even with your battery in there, you were just able to use what a lot of us call as a fridge box, just as a large catch-all, keep everything out of the weather when you're at camp.
Yes.
So you're just getting here, I'm bugging you first thing, but you have a lot of things that you would normally be setting up too.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 2 floor mats that are plasticky to keep it easy to clean for the back galley and the front. And then we went with the propane tank so we can get the tankless water heater, of course, that we have here. We got a Boxio tent and a compost toilet in there as we need.
Nice. So you're all set up with hot water and electric, and you have a changing room and a bathroom here. So you're all set up for boondocking. So you guys get out to some wild places?
Well, that's the plan. We're going to try to get out there. Really, this is our first big full-time camping. We've done overnighters, but nothing extended like today.
So we got a bit of a shakedown trip.
Yes,
just seeing
this
what
is definitely
works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
So, you have a really nice setup, and of course I'm biased because I think it's similar to my setup. But so you have a 5x10 mid-range XL with a max air fan. You have 2 doors. You have the hot water heater, the air conditioner. How did you make out picking your awnings?
The 270 I knew I wanted right off the beginning. Seeing your videos and other videos, it was just the 270 was just a no-brainer. You just had to have that.
And you have a straight pull here?
Yeah, this is a straight pull. I haven't actually unwrapped this one yet, so I don't even know if it was worth getting.
Yeah, so we'll check in later after this weekend and see if you like. So it's one of the shorter straight pulls.
Yeah. I don't know how long it is, but I think just go straight out. I got the spare tire as well, make sure I had that.
Yep, and you went with the double jack system?
Yep, and the lock and roll, I definitely had to have that.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I do love it.
Now, you want to take us on a tour? I know a lot of the hikers are similar on the inside, but did you accessorize the inside much?
No, not really. I just got a couple shelves added extra in there. So yeah, when I ordered, I wasn't sure interior-wise what I wanted to get. So I went ahead and got the front shelf in here to have it for just storage in the front because we knew our heads were going to be back towards the galley. And then I went ahead and bought the back shelf as well. Now, it's a little short, so my head kind of hits her, so we have to kind of adjust. I can't sit back and lean against the wall.
Still a trial and error period.
Yeah. So.
But with this 5x10 cabin, you have the storage at your feet, little extra room beyond the length of the bed, and you do have room back there to do things like you're doing, right? So you have to pass through, and you had them add the shelf?
Yeah, I had them add the shelf. I should have known to do some measurements. May have said go a little bit higher, so they do a little customization there. And then, yeah, we've got the trifold mattress in here that a lot of people do. We
Milliard.
Yeah, the Milliard.
6 inch?
Yeah, the 6 inch.
6 inch, it's comfy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very comfy. I was pretty nice.
Hey, so you want to show us the galley?
Yeah. Here in the galley, it's kind of full. We kind of put a little bit of everything in here. But I got a little BougeRV small cooler that we bought early on just to keep in here. I went ahead and got the Starlink satellite to add in there for later. In here, this is a 24-inch galley that we have, so it's good, nice and deep. I wanted that depth in there for a lot of stuff. Pots and pans. We bought these Amazon breakdown boxes. They fold down and get flats. They're like 3 inches tall, so if we need the room, we can just break them down, move them over. Got our nice little stove here. I can't remember the name of it. Bought off of REI. Got a power station that I bought, just a Blue Eddy.
Looks like a 3BA.
Yeah, 3BA.
Yeah.
So it's a 600 watt. It does well. I can power the satellite dish with it. And
yeah, so it has 600 watt output, but it's only a 300 watt hour power station.
Yeah, yeah.
So but it's really nice. That BougeRV 23 quart fridge just sips power.
Yeah.
And you can get really good run times off these tiny power stations.
Yeah, I put this in the back with the cooler when I'm driving, and then if I turn the truck off, it can still just keep running.
Do you have the DC plug for your Starlink Mini? Or does it plug into the inverter?
I do. I have both. I bought the inverter that goes, USB-C. It's like a 6 foot, so I can just run it and stick it on the roof and then get satellite in there.
Yeah, so we're here at Hiker Fest in Indiana. at the Bill Monroe Park, and what we're seeing, you know, most hiker owners don't seem to actually make kitchens out of their galley. They store the stuff in there, but your fridge and your cook stove, you work with some accessories, right? So
Yeah.
you set up tables, and I know this is your shakedown trip, but have you been doing much camping, cooking? Camp cooking?
Just my wife cooked a few things for that. So we love this stove here. Of course, I can't remember the name, unfortunately, but
let's
it's
pull it
kinda-
out. Let's see it.
Okay.
If you love it, we want to know about it.
Yeah, because it's the Eureka.
Oh, Eureka.
Yeah.
And is it run on butane or propane?
It runs on propane.
Okay.
And then I got the adapter I can run for my propane tank. So we've used the 11-pound propane tank and run the hose right to it, put the table in. And
So you have the little hose without a regulator
Yeah.
that screws into where the 1-pound cylinder went.
Yeah.
I'm doing something similar, but that's a nice one. That's an REI find?
Yeah, very fine. And it's nice because it's got really good simmering. You can get really fine tuning on the gas, and it makes it much better.
Otherwise you got to take them apart and modify them to get them to give you simmer control. So, all right,
yeah.
I like the endorsement on the REI Eureka.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that there. I did get the 21-gallon water tank. I used that a couple times, honestly. The first time I used it was in my driveway because they were doing all my plumbing, and they replaced all the plumbing in our house, and I had no water for the night. So I was like, I need a shower, and it was hot out. So.
How cool is that? No, that's my
So I got to
favorite
use it.
part. When the power's out, I still have full electricity on the trailer. If the water's out, I can go to shower. It's a home on wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
So overall, just some general hiker stuff. You're still new to the game here. Are you happy with your purchase?
Yes, I am.
What's your favorite thing about the hiker? How you have it set up?
I love the simplicity of it. I love if everything's set. I mean, I can hook this thing up and be on the road in probably 30 minutes, if that. It doesn't take very long to hook up and get going.
And I see where you are in Kansas City, or near Kansas City, you have the rooftop air conditioning. Do you have any heat on the trailer?
I got like one of those little plug-in electric foil ones that heat up.
So you have water, electric, heating and cooling. I mean, you have everything you need.
Yeah.
It's cooking stuff.
Yeah, and I got the 110 that runs into the cab up front, inside, so then I could just plug it in and run that heat. And I've had it, I've used it 3 times now, and it's cut the heat down really well and keeps it comfortable, so it doesn't be too hard.
After going out a few one-night trips, is there something that you would have done different about your hiker when you were ordering it?
Well, the one thing, the shelf height in there, just trying to lean back against the wall, doesn't really do well with that upper shelf, so you got to kind of watch your head on that.
So that's a minor thing. So the only thing that you would have done different was a different shelf height.
Yeah, and the awning I still haven't tested, so I need a
So we'll
still
check
an
back
opinion
in
on that
with you.
one.
Yeah,
That's
still
one
to be
check out, 'cause
determined.
I haven't done that one.
Well, I really appreciate it. We're gonna have a great weekend. Thank you so much for giving us the tour of your 5x10, and thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
you.